just explode.
Honestly, I haven't. I've dropped it so many times, and it just.
Well,
I think that I fell flat on this. Is what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Every single phone in my house is broken except for the 2 Androids.
Just everybody knows we're live.
Oh yeah.
It's
So
we're in
Hot
the break
mic
room.
situation. You don't want me to say nothing like Jesse Jackson said about Obama? I hate that motherfucker.
I am
No,
sorry.
not in the first 30 seconds, because then it
No
won't let us
paraphrasing.
monetize.
Again.
Come on, man.
Damn it. I did not say that.
We're letting all the listeners gather.
Yeah, we're letting all the listener gather.
I'm pretty sure Jay Wackers is already here.
So we can begin then, right? The only person that
Wow.
listens.
Oh, it was
I
a
would think something would have
screenshot.
caught on at this point.
Yeah.
You know what? They don't have to watch it
The
live.
point is, we would do this anyway. We do this anyway.
Well, that's what you want to happen.
Oh, you mean people to listen?
Just
Yeah.
organically.
Yeah. I'm just saying we do this anyway, so we may as well sit in front of a
Oh,
microphone.
well, no, fair enough. Right.
And also, they don't have to watch it live.
Fair enough.
Yes, they do.
Why?
What do you mean? Why are you dissuading
too
them
much
from watching
pressure.
right now?
That's too
They
much
could watch.
pressure.
They could be watching live. They have the option.
All right. Watch it live. I mean, look, they watch it, they don't watch it. We don't care, right?
Does this
We
smell-
doing this
does
'cause we're all
smell like
friends.
dog pooping? Sorry about that, guys.
Jeremy,
I mean, it doesn't not smell like dog shit.
Jeremy had a rough
No,
breakfast.
no, it's not bad. Okay, so
Spray
this,
cologne on it.
It's a dog poop. So I sent the text to my family group chat, and I said, I want to. I told my son to hurry up, come out to school when I was picking him up today, and I said I got to take a BGBD. Nobody bit. I was waiting for them to take the bait and ask me what a BGBD was.
they clearly know you and did not.
They just didn't
Yeah.
respond at all.
As I would have done, I would have been like,
I'm
oh.
waiting for somebody. Come on, Jerry. I see it on your face. You want to ask?
Black guy, big dump.
No.
What?
Close. Big gross bear. Big gross bear dump. It's the Charmin bear.
Yeah.
There's this guy who does this whole sketch, and it's like a series.
All right,
of
that's been our
commercials
episode, guys. Thanks for
for
tuning
Charmin.
in.
And the Charmin bear just keeps talking about taking big gross bear dumps and how Charmin cleans your anus. It's the whole skit, and he just
And like they act like bears actually wipe their ass.
dude, it's so funny. So the latest one, he's like talking.
Sorry,
to
that's where you draw your line in terms of
Right, the wiping is the
suspension of
part.
disbelief. Oh, like bears wipe their ass. Sure, I'm gonna buy him as a.
But he's like interviewing a secretary, or it's her orientation.
I don't eat sugar, Chris, because bears don't wear fucking
Yeah,
t-shirts
they
either.
don't wear t-shirts,
He was
just
like-
t-shirts.
He was like, "You got to be here early every day because I got to take a BGBD."
Winnie the
And then he
Pooh.
was like, "And don't you ever look at my face. If I ever catch you glancing at me, what do you say? I'll take your firstborn." And she was like, "I don't even have kids." He's like, "Don't worry, I played the long game. I'll wait 14 years. 14 years from now, you got a happy home. I come take your firstborn, put him in an orphanage." It's like, what? It's just really stupid. But the moral
Sound
of the
like you're
story,
watching the same videos that like my kids watch.
yeah, moral of the story is big gross bear dumps. If your kid watches videos about big gross bear dumps, you need to maybe do a little police in there.
Quality content we got so far.
What's up, Jay Wackers? I didn't even know we should have turned the chat on before I said all that other shit.
All right.
Jesus Christ, big gross bear dumps.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen, we shouldn't drink in podcasts. This is
is that like drinking and driving?
a
Is it illegal?
formula for disaster.
To be fair, I have never taken a sip on the podcast.
You're
To
not
be
a
fair, you
drinker.
already crazy though.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, you're.
He's subdued.
Jeremy, you sat there one day with the psychotic, I just murdered somebody and I hope they don't find the bodies under my house face for like 30 straight minutes while we
telling him he needs to exploit
While
that.
you guys were talking about wrestling?
Or
Yeah, but we was
Yeah,
just
it's
talking and
the
you
way
was
it's
sitting
going.
there like, I could kill
Oh,
both
yeah,
of them
he
and get
hated
away
it.
with it. And I was just sitting there and I
Yeah.
kept, remember I
That's
kept
just
looking to the
that's
side like,
just a
bro, what's
resting
going
bitch
on?
Face, whatever
I'm thinking
you
this
wanna
man
call
about to murder me. I'm like, how I'm gonna get out this goddamn room?
it. You're trapped.
It's like, man, that's why y'all sat me in the corner. I'm like, man, come on now. But no, we're all crazy. We shouldn't drink though. But let's keep drinking.
Why not?
You ready?
Little cheers thing.
Yeah, hell yeah. This birthday beer. Let's drink this shit.
Right.
Whose birthday is it?
Mine. It was from my
You
birthday.
bought it.
You bought me this
You
for
just
my
did
birthday.
a whole speech about
I
it.
haven't
right,
drank
that's right,
because I was sick.
But
for a
I'm not.
week after my
He's not the
birthday.
crazy one. You see what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Oops. Oh, why am I putting it back in there? So I guess I should get my notes out and then we can do this.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Damn it! I meant to go through them and like write down the synopsis and then like summarize my notes into the big events.
Yeah,
But I
I
did
need
not
your
do
notes
that.
this time because I've been so busy with the people remodeling and doing all this stuff at the house. I actually didn't even watch these 3.
Again?
I didn't repeat them, so I got a really
I
good
never
memory.
had.
But I don't wanna.
I was worried as far. Okay, so
don't wanna
one of
go
the
too
last
far.
stuff we saw was what's his name in the closet. We saw that in this episode, Dylan. Okay, you don't say any more about it.
You bring up the topics and I can talk about
But
them.
we saw-
and I
we
won't talk about any topic
saw
outside of what you bring up.
We saw the Imagine, and then in the closet, and then
Oh yeah, okay.
we saw that
overtime
far.
protocol. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I just wanted to make sure you knew
Okay,
what we.
yeah,
That's as far as we went, and then
Yeah, with creepy ass milkshake.
yeah,
I got to show you the plans for
we're
my.
just waiting on Jeremy now.
I got to show you the plans that we did for the landscaper for my backyard. It's gonna be fire. I'm gonna put one of those outdoor TVs out there next to like the grill. So it's gonna be sick, man.
Have you gone to our website?
Honestly, not at all. Let's go to it now.
Can you go to it now? Do you remember the website?
It is howtowatchtv.website.
That's correct because you're just saying it anyway. What's the howtowatchtv.website?
How to watch TV. How do you spell TV? Apparently, I've been there because. Okay.
It auto-filled,
Yeah, autofill.
and then where did it take
Common
you?
Pens Network. Find us on social media. We got a Twitter.
We
I'm
do.
about to get us canceled. Oh, I'm going on Twitter. I'm about to say some
Yes, we have a
wild shit.
Twitter.
I was saying some wild shit on
It
Twitter.
may be at How to Watch TV.
Yeah,
I
it
may
might
have
be.
gotten that. Click it. What does it say?
Let's see. I'm about to get us canceled on Twitter. Oh yeah, I like that. Can you change that
Oh,
background?
it might be at _ How to Watch TV or something stupid like that.
It's underscore. But
Dumb.
can you change that background?
Let me see. What is it?
It's like
Oh yeah. It was it looks better when you see it on
no.
actual Twitter app.
okay. Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Let me go open up my Twitter. But also, I'd
it's
rather
old
have our
branding.
faces on it.
Yeah, definitely. It's old branding.
Underscore how to watch TV. I'm not repeating that for any like significant reason, but underscore how to watch TV on Twitter. Just in case.
There's all kinds of posts from that. I was just telling Dre to go to the howtowatchtv.website to check it out.
Okay. I'm following.
Okay, you ready to do
And
this?
Marjorie Taylor Greene is suggested after I go to How to Watch. Joe, what have you been doing? That's a complete joke. I don't want anybody to think Joe knows anything about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I literally don't.
That's a good thing.
Oh,
I don't know who that is either.
right, not a clue.
Yeah, 2 white guys don't know the white lady. All right, I believe you.
What? We're supposed to know everyone because we're white.
Yeah, if you ask me
Know
about
all of the white
any
people.
black person of any type of rapport, I will know them, will be vaguely familiar with them.
Do you know Doc Brown?
Yeah, come on, I don't know who that is. Who is Doc Brown?
A rapper?
Ain't no damn body named Doc Brown as a rapper.
Okay.
Stop playing.
Okay. I'll show you when we're done with the podcast so as to not embarrass you in front of
Speaking of
everybody.
rappers that you might not know, your favorite granny, you got to check it out.
So what he's saying is, whoever you're talking about must not be of worthy note.
No, they might be. They might
No,
be good.
he
Sometimes I
just
find
said
some
he
of
knew
my-
everybody. So I
sometimes
named
find
somebody.
some of my favorite music like that by just like random,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
interaction.
Just Jack is one of my favorite artists, and like his shit's so random all the way back to early 2000s, and it's like electronic kind of stuff, but really chill.
Chronologically Lost with Joel and Jenna. That's how I found your channel. See,
Really old branding. Yes, that's
Yeah.
See,
that's how it works. I'm telling you, dude, I told you today I found a dude.
Wait, though, the amount of people who were angry when they clicked on the first episode of that, because it says How to Watch TV Chronologically Lost Episode 1, and then people click on it expecting to be able to watch Chronologically Lost Episode 1.
Oh, they thought they was.
And then they're like, what the hell is this? In the comments, it's great. There's thousands of views on it, and it's just a bunch of comments of angry people. But a few, like, thoughtful paragraphs comments. I mean, like, books that people wrote.
Watch it.
Jenna and I had fun doing that one. Anyways, let's do this one.
We do have a show.
This?
We should probably start.
How do we do this? Let's see. Let's do one of these numbers.
This is How to Watch TV.
Live from 9 Mile Studio with me, Joel Henderson.
I am Jeremy Vasitis.
Oh, the camera's
We're doing
on
last
now.
names today. He screwed up
Okay,
the camera.
cool. I'm Drake Brown then. What's going on, everybody? Oh, wait, I should look at that camera. That's my camera.
Yeah, see, I screwed it up because I was on the website watching the YouTube clip.
I got it.
Yeah. Done.
So we are brought to you by our producer, Comeuppance Network.
Inept.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Comeuppance Network.
sponsored in part by 9 Mile Branding. Signs, banners, decals, wraps, and signs. Twice. 9milebranding.com.
Today we're also sponsored by AB Cannabis Training. Out
Bringing
of
that
Chicago.
energy.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I have to be professional. I have to let people... Oh, Jesus Christ, you're like a big swole guy. But anyway, that's an alpha male shirt. I made that myself. But anyway, wait, did you make this shirt?
I don't know.
You did make this shirt, didn't you?
Maybe.
You did. Anyway,
9 Mile Branding.
9 Mile Branding. They do actual work. They not just a fake company that just say
Oh,
stuff.
believe me, I know actual work. This is...
Look at him going crazy already. But anyway, AB Cannabis Training out of Chicago.
He gave in. I was yelling.
Still waiting for the
yelling
state of
at you about
Illinois
work.
to kind of, put those recreational licenses out there so I can utilize mine and, make some money. But on the flip side of that, I'm making a lot of other money, so I'm not really tripping.
And as always, you can find the rest of our content, our archive of other podcasts. We've talked about other shows, Chronologically Lost, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, etc., at our website, which is howtowatchtv.website. Thank you.
Yes, you have to type website.
Yeah.
The whole word.
What's the howtowatchtv.website? We just said it.
Listen, go to the website. They're very proud of it.
By typing website.
Yeah.
You got to type
By
website.
typing howtowatchtv.website. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do is the name. You're asking it in the question. You're just not saying dot. Just pop a dot.
Papa dot.
Well, that's the shirt,
I
right?
question
Pop a
some of
dot.
my
It's
life
how to watch
decisions
TV and website, and then you just put a dot
I hate
there.
that I'm
between.
laughing at that.
Pop a dot.
I question my life decisions sometimes, but
Yet you still show up. every
I'm
fucking week
gonna
and sit
be
in that
here
chair.
because
Yep.
this is one of my favorite things in the world to do. But every time Joel has one of those Joel jokes, I just be like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
what did he do?"
I don't know.
That's my man though.
just
Joel
happens.
is good people, man. I wish he didn't have to put me and Jeremy in headphones and then he get to look cool with his flowing locks.
You
without
guys don't
headphones.
have to wear headphones if you don't want to.
Yeah, but
It's just to keep
but
you
the
honest
podcast's
in
supposed
terms
to
of
have
near
headphones
the.
on, right?
Why?
Because that's what we do. What other people do, we follow suit. We
See,
fit
that's
into
where you lost me.
that. I thought we were supposed to follow suit, do what everybody else does, so we can fit in, so we can.
I want to get up and knock his picture off the wall.
Right. What's the matter? Does it look?
Oh man!
Shut up. Let's move on.
All right, so what are we talking about today,
I
fellas?
mean,
Because
like,
Joel got to
I-
keep me on track.
I
because
don't know
am
how we're gonna
lost.
get through 3 episodes of Severance and then also 2 episodes of Moon Knight, but I have notes for both.
You got 2
for all of it.
episodes.
Holy shit. And it's already 8.
And it's already 8.
Ooh, and I told my kids I'd be at home at 10:20 tonight because I have to watch Doctor Strange 1 because we're going out tonight to see the Doctor Strange 2 premiere.
I think genuinely, like, no spoilers period, but I think these 3 were relatively mild. Like, it's kind of like I don't know, there was
some shit happened in
there
these
was a
3.
bunch of good stuff.
There was
but,
a lot
like,
of good
Some
stuff.
shit happened. I'm about to say some shit happened in these
I
3.
take it back, fine, whatever.
Listen, hey, I'll be late, kids. Yeah, I mean, we got a movie theater in the basement. We'll be all right. Turn that bitch back on. Press pause.
Right.
Let's go.
Daddy's drinking tonight. and podcasting live.
Oh, look. They know I drink. Look, that one thing they know, that is no secret. I drink.
Hit it.
Now I feel weird doing. The fuck? I felt weird.
It was totally weird.
Right, as soon
You
as
didn't
I
only
was
feel
about-
weird, it totally looked weird.
As soon as I was about to do it, I was like, wait a minute.
And then I looked at the camera. I was like, ugh.
I was my ancestors was like, don't listen to that white boy.
It's the
Put
first,
the beer
first time
down.
he ever drank a beer. Like, I don't know how my...
I don't know how my arms work. Oh my god.
So Severance.
How do you pronounce this beer before we go into Severance?
Grolsch.
This is the whitest beer I've ever drunk.
I told you.
This is it, Grolsch. Just because the name is Grolsch. I've drunk Rolling Rock before, but this is the whitest beer ever. But hey, listen, for the
gotta be
fam that's
German,
watching,
right?
I'm definitely buying this again. I actually like it, and I like the pomp and circumstance that comes with opening the top. That's actually pretty cool. Hey, can we throw the chat back up on the screen real quick?
You want some chat action?
Yeah, just in case.
Chaction?
Some chaction?
It's Jackson
Don't have a
Jackson.
chaction.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 17-hour episode. We talk about one episode of the show.
I can't even. All right,
Holy
let's
crap!
go.
There's quite
Year and
a
half.
there's quite a synopsis.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No, I won't bother reading it all. I just thought that might sum it up for everybody right at the beginning.
Well, I
but
mean-
we got plenty of.
It's too long.
No, it's yeah, whatever. The it is episode 4 of Severance, the You Are,
The you.
and that is the title of Rickon's
book.
and who is. I don't quite understand why Rickon is tolerated by his wife.
Start with the Rickon.
Tolerated.
Anybody?
Early.
Selling books.
Early.
Yeah.
You Rickon
Like-
hating already.
Dude, did you listen to some of the passages from this book?
It's like
literally
it's the most
said,
common crap. But
Where does the word camaraderie come from?
get it?
It
Jeremy.
comes from the
I had it on
Latin
my
word
list.
camera, which means device used to take a photograph. No, it doesn't. I looked it up. It doesn't work. It doesn't mean that.
Listen, first of all, you shouldn't have looked it up.
I looked it
because
up.
it definitely didn't come from that.
Right.
You should have known that.
I
just
knew it
from
right
the
away.
jump.
But it was worth.
But I did want to make sure that I was
before
right.
he said
before
it
I,
on
like,
air.
But
Pretty sure
In
there's a
the-
Latin word for photograph. Is there?
in the context of this world that the show takes place in,
You think that makes sense?
pretense seems to be social income.
Like,
There seems to be
You lost me. What are we talking
what I'm
about?
saying is, in the context in this world,
Uh-huh.
people with these pretentious natures seem to be successful. These people that walk around and act a certain way seem to be the people in power.
Well,
now
almost
can I point
everybody
out
does.
the fact that even though it does seem like he sells books in the birthing cabins, they were in the cheap one. He
Right.
said we are in the more affordably sized one.
Well, I don't think he's rich off of selling books, but I could see him
I
being
think he definitely is making a living as an author.
right. Somehow he
These
convinced
weird, like,
somebody to give
self-help.
him a book deal.
Bro, his name is Rickon. Well, there'll be a disturbance in about 40 seconds.
But again, do we know that his name is actually Rickon? It doesn't feel like his name's gonna be
Hey,
Rickon.
listen, Jeremy's going to step out now, and this is giving me the
What do you mean seamless?
perfect opportunity to do the thing I wanted to do. Can
Go ahead.
you said Grolsch?
Grolsch.
Listen, guys, watch this. This
Don't
is
you
why.
want it right up in front of them? Yeah, in between is perfect.
This is why I'm
It won't be
buying
too loud.
this beer for beer and
I
steak
promise
day.
we're gonna talk about.
By the way,
Severance
for the
soon.
people that don't know, I don't celebrate traditional holidays. I only celebrate the ones I create on my own. And as a lover of beer and steak, I celebrate.
Super annoying.
Right.
Hmm?
Wait, hold on 1 second.
What happened?
Just give me an eye roll, Jeremy.
The fuck? What is he talking about? Is he talking about me?
Yeah. Moving on.
He's
You
celebrating
just said
with
you
me.
make up your own damn holidays and only celebrate your own holidays.
What's wrong with that?
You don't celebrate Christmas?
No, not at all.
Kids don't do Christmas morning?
No, I don't celebrate.
Oh, bullshit. You participate in the gift giving process. You are
if any of my
celebrating
if any of
Christmas.
my kids are watching right now, please educate this young man. I do not celebrate holidays, bro.
You don't
At
give
all.
them gifts?
I give them gifts year round. If I feel like I
I'm
wake
just
up,
asking you a question. Do
no,
you
what
give
I'm
them
saying
gifts
is
on Christmas
no,
Day?
no, I do not do Christmas gifts.
Never?
I literally don't do it. I will give them gifts year round. I give them a gift when I feel like it. I do not celebrate traditional
at some
holidays.
point, do you say this is your Christmas gift?
No, because fuck Christmas. Fuck the religion that it came from. Fuck the ideology. Fuck the paganism that they usurped it from. You got me off point. I celebrate beer and steak day because I love beer and I love steak. That's my holiday. It's a quasi-annual quantum superposition holiday, which means I can celebrate it whenever the fuck I feel like it. So I do it multiple times a year.
Hey, Jeremy, do you want to consider getting severed for the podcast?
Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking funny. That was fire.
That was it.
That was fire. Well, listen, I'm saying that for the people who celebrate beer and steak day with me because they like.
Okay, let me go to Dre here. Go ahead. Come on, pop.
I want to show you why I'm gonna bring this beer to beer and steak day.
Please don't spill it on the test cam.
That was the loudest thing, and I apologize to everybody who might have been listening to
Go
that.
back to the chat. We don't have a chat. We
It
don't
seem
know.
like it
We
didn't
could
explode
kill
in my
somebody.
mic that bad, or my headphones.
Don't say explode when the stuff come out the top. Just you could do so much better for
Okay,
yourself.
so Severance episode 4,
You know, like the compound.
the UUR. We
That's
start
it
in
right
the
there.
break
That's a
room
callback.
with Helly worn down, like she's been there the entire
They
day.
give you a count, like it's like says like 269. When
259 at that point, yeah. And they had a Dharma style flipping clock on the wall,
Yeah.
and it came to 17:15. I'm thinking, wait a minute,
Didn't
that's
we
pretty
give you
late.
Something like that, like a gift.
Something
Because
like
it
that
was
doesn't exist. But
Well, no, you had we had like a clock or something.
Can I ask you a
Didn't we?
question?
That we
Do
gave
you think that she comes in because obviously she has to go home at the end of the day?
yeah.
Like
Do you think she left
She
there
has to come-
emotionally exhausted?
right, and
I
then
would
you
think so.
get back on the elevator, and then you turn back into Helly the innie, and then you have to walk directly to the break room.
They literally showed it though. That's what happened.
bananas.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that's one of the cool. Like I love those camera shots where like she goes in the elevator and she's just and they play the sound that you know, and then the elevator opens back up and his dude is just still standing there.
and
It's
she
like,
goes,
"Oh God!"
"Fuck you,"
Right.
like to herself, and it's like,
Didn't she
yes,
say, "Fuck me"?
or no, she said, "Fuck,
"Fuck
me," and it
me."
was like, yeah, fuck you, but she's
Yeah.
saying that to her outie, like,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck you.
Oh man, my sister just she about to take off. She flying to Bali. Sorry, I know that's off topic, but she just messaged me.
No, that's on topic. We were gonna spin off into a Bali podcast. Go,
I'm
Dre.
sorry, man. It's my sister, man. She taking off. She going to Bali. I didn't plan on that.
Safe travels.
Yeah,
Yes,
safe travels.
yes.
She
Be
said
careful
she's
on
in
the
international
planes.
business class.
So you mentioned that any mark remained at the end of the credits.
Well, like the credits, I think there's. I mean, I know it's a lot of weird animation going on, but I think there's definitely meaning behind a lot of what's going on in the credits. And like at the very end of the credits, when it does that, that crazy awesome sound that they have in the show, it like
That's their
right before it happens, Audi Mark is holding the blue card, the blue key card that Mark has while he's at work,
right.
and then it zaps, and Any Mark is the one laying in the bed, the one with the suit and tie on. Just for like a split second, and then it goes
Right.
to the title card. Super cool. I love the
think that
opener. I
means
watch it
something?
every time. Yeah, I do.
I don't know. I'm just asking for you to expound because it might be a talking point that might be interesting.
Well, my thought would have been that if the animators know where the ending of the show is going, could it potentially be that? I would love to think that they gave them some insight and like very specific direction on this. Like, here's how I want you to end it. This and that sound, which is
I don't think this is not the type of show that things aren't intentional.
right.
I can
And
give
like,
you that.
yeah, even in the opening,
Yeah, no, fair enough. They would probably do something
There's
like
meaning
that.
behind all of those weird things. The balloon full of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I still
the
haven't
weird
figured
way
that
they're
out.
walking.
Right.
Like there's something behind all of it.
I haven't
There's gotta
figured that out,
I'd
and
love to
I'm-
hear like the guy, whoever that is, like that created that, talk about it and like where his inspiration or whatever came from. As a podcast, we ought to reach out and see if we can't get a hold of somebody.
We should be able
Right.
to do that.
Like get an interview. That would be pretty cool. Wouldn't it?
Let's let Joe do it. He got a good speaking
He's a
voice.
producer. He's supposed to do that.
That's
No,
not
you got a
Joel's-
good speaking voice.
Well, that's I'm just saying,
necessary
for what?
for communication. I'm giving you a compliment. Don't be a dick right now.
Well, but it sounds like not a compliment. Like the way
I'm literally giving him this
I
man a
know, but the
compliment. I
way
said
you're
he got a
saying
good
it,
speaking voice.
You know what I mean, right? It
No,
feels
I mean, like this one, like honestly, like I know him better than you do. He does. It is a genuine compliment.
Thank
He
you.
wasn't being a dick.
Jesus.
Right.
I don't.
You don't have to be ready for
Listen,
sarcasm.
my
all
son
the
walked.
time.
My son
No?
walked into my room. Look, even
In a room full of the three of us, you probably should.
my
You
son
probably
walked in
should.
my room today and he asked me, could he eat the chicken? Not the chicken. That sounds super racist now that I said it out loud. He asked me, could he eat the tater tots?
to Dre and let him-
And the tater tots were for my school.
Saying your son ate chicken and tater tots.
No, he just asked about the tater tots, and I said no because it's for the school. So he asked, could he eat the waffle fries? And I said, yes.
So, was it chicken and waffles?
No, it was just waffle fries.
But you
So,
said
but
chicken
no,
a
listen,
minute
I said chicken because I was fucking subconscious. Stop being a dick. I already pointed out that it's kind of racist. You shouldn't double down on it. Like you,
I was just clarifying if
like-
it was true or not.
I'm like 36 inches away from your kneecap. But look, so
That's not my kneecap.
Jesus Christ, good job. Oh, that's gonna be a clip. That's going on ESPN. Listen, but the point was, I don't even when I'm doing sarcastic shit, I'm still being like genuine, and I was being
Right.
genuine. I know my phone and talking voice and reaching out to people sucks. He's an asshole. He'll get frustrated and say something crazy. You know how to talk to people. That's all I was saying.
Hey man, I didn't get all.
I'm always
I didn't
genuine.
get all these customers for no reason.
Your wife probably did that.
That's not true.
It's partially true.
It's not.
Is it partially true?
No.
Okay, well, all right, both of y'all good people. I'm not. Good job.
I think you got
Now
it
you made
based
me
on your talent, Jeremy.
You made me feel like a dick. Thanks. Anyway, the point of the story
And
about
charm.
the point of the
Yes, I didn't
story
mention
about
that
my
before.
the point of
Go
the
ahead.
story about my son was that he thought I was being sarcastic and playing with him, and I had to remind him, as his older siblings already know, I do not lie. I don't care to. So the point was, Joel, you should do the phone calls and reach
So
out.
how many times would it take you to do the break room speech?
I would never get through it. They would
So
have
you
to
would
find
just
some
do
kind
that
of, it would
every
be
day
something else.
forever.
No, it would have to be something else. They would have to do something else. They would have to escalate. They would have to go to the
Yeah, I'm
next
sure
level.
we'll get there at some point. I feel like they're
Yeah, I want to see
intentionally
what the
not showing
escalation
us.
from that is because I want to see what the bad soap is.
Yeah, bad soap. I don't
yeah.
know what bad soap is.
I want to see what's happening with that because there has to be an escalation from that.
Right.
Because for me, a person like my personality, we'll never leave that room. Fuck it, I live here.
I know.
So-
I would never have even entertained it to begin with.
Right.
No, I'm not reading that.
Right, exactly. I'm not leaving.
Do
this
the
room.
next thing, whatever that is. Like right off the bat.
See,
Because it can't be too much physical harm because you have to send the person back home.
Right. Well, there's the thing is okay.
So what
So-
else can they do there?
Right. Well, Helly,
What's the
why are you so much of a different person there? Because Helly, like, where did she get these instincts to like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and everybody else is just kind of okay with being there? Why is she
Well,
so?
I don't think she's
where,
so.
Where does those emotions come from? I'm saying because like her Audi is completely 100% like wanting to do this, like this,
Right.
obviously, like, so why are they so far apart as far like they're the same person? Why are they so far
Right.
apart as far as emotionally in the way that they feel? I get the circumstances are totally different. I understand that, but like her just inkling to like want to like break the system per
But,
se.
Right.
but the show implies that that's not just her.
Right.
The show implies that that's everybody because when
She's probably just taking it
her
as-
first day, they said, "Oh no," they laughed when she said something about resigning. Like they talked about like I think Irving said something.
So
to
this
the
is
effect
something.
of-
So maybe that's why they're acting normal about it because they
Yeah,
this is
everybody-
something
they all like,
everybody
yes.
goes through.
Yeah, because Irvin even made. I think it was Irvin. I don't want to say if it was Irvin or Dylan, but they made a comment about you never get the they don't send out those resignations. Like people don't. It was implied that everybody tries to quit. everybody tries to leave.
Right.
Everybody tries to get the fuck out of here, and eventually you
And
just get used to it.
Irving's been there the longest.
And
as
Irving's
far as
been
we
there the
can
longest.
Because at some point they said that somebody was Dylan's replacement, or Dylan was somebody else's replacement.
Carol B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and they all start out that way. Exactly. Jay Wacker, shout out to the chat. Go ahead.
So they
I'm
all
still
start
with
out in like a rebellious.
you. Yeah, because he
Say
said
it.
it even. When he talked to her, he said, I told the voice behind the thing I was going to kill him.
I just don't see how anybody ever gets through that. I mean, I get that the point of it is to break them, the break room. Like,
yeah, but how?
it's to break their. But I don't get what the threat is there. They make him walk down a scary hallway. They make him sit there across from either Cobell or Milchek or whoever.
It's been only Milchek so far that we've seen in the break room.
I think Cobell has only
Cobell
been
did
in her
Mark,
office.
right? I thought she was doing Mark.
No,
No, I only saw Cobell in her office.
Okay.
Actually, I've never seen her leave her office.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought
she
the
totally
first time that Mark
came
went down
down
the
to the-
hallway, she opened
She-
the door.
Oh, she did come out. She was in the hall one time.
is this the episode that she does the video thing?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, because she was standing in the room with them.
Well,
while they were
no, it
filming
must
that
be-
video. She comes down to the
Better
office.
go
and-
to the notes.
That must be the second episode of these because Helly didn't do the thing until the end of this episode. That's how it ended on a cliffhanger. And
Yeah,
then,
no.
like,
So
they
that
did a bit-
no, the video thing happens before that. The video thing happens when she takes the.
Oh,
the-
yeah.
the
Sorry,
paper
you're
cutter.
right.
So that isn't. I think that is in episode 4.
Bert shows up with the handbook totes. Like I love how he like very was just like he made it sound so reasonable according to the rules. Like
Let's discuss the unnecessity of handbook totes.
and to be well, but there those are the
First of
things
all,
to look
there's
forward
only
to.
one book, as far as
Right.
we know. You can only have the handbook, so
Correct.
you need something to tote it around.
Yes, you must have something to tell.
First of all, and we've never seen this handbook yet. Oh, I'm sorry.
we've seen bits of it, right?
Well, I don't
But
think
can
we've
you
seen
think-
Those are
no,
instruction
That
manuals.
was instruction manual. The ones he dusted on the wall.
in
That
the
was
beginning.
the handbook when he was cleaning. I think it was in episodes 1, 2, and 3. But when he was cleaning the office, and they do that little montage of him cleaning the office, like
Right.
his daily tasks as a department head or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he was dusting those little books that are just like in a little hole in the wall. It's like one little shelf in this giant wall that perfectly fit these books, and they were like the volumes of the handbook.
But can you think of something in real life that's like equivalent to that, like in professional work or the workforce that's like completely unnecessary or slightly well, I wouldn't say redundant, and that's
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something like that where it would be like something they're going to hand out every year. Or
I mean, I've never worked in an office setting like that.
I worked at
Amazon.
Amazon,
Still do, yeah.
and I remember at Amazon, I was a supervisor, and I literally we helped break some kind of record or something. They made a lot of money. That one is what they call a prime season, not prime season, Christmas holiday, whatever they call it. Whatever. Point is, end of the year, Christmas shopping time, and we made a boatload of money for our facility. And all of the supervisory team, we got a little pizza party, as per usual. But this time we had like Italian beef. We had some other little sandwiches, some shit like that. But they gave us gifts. The gifts that they gave us were a metal water bottle with Amazon down the side.
Okay.
Anybody who's worked at Amazon before the pandemic will know that you can't bring metal into the building. So that was kind of fucking weird.
Before the pandemic, you couldn't.
Before the
even?
pandemic, they changed a lot of rules because trying to keep staff on during the pandemic once
Right.
that hit. But before the pandemic, you couldn't bring your phone in. You couldn't bring anything metal in. You couldn't stuff like you could bring metal in, but you couldn't have a metal drinking.
You can bring your
Thing.
phone in?
No, you couldn't bring your phone in at all. I actually brought weapons in one time on accident, but that's another story. The point is, they gave us this drinking flask thing or whatever. It was metal and had Amazon on it. And then they gave us some sunglasses. with Amazon on the side.
Yeah.
That's what that
That feels
feels
like.
like.
You.
That's the
Yeah.
most ridiculous thing I could think
see
about
what you
because
mean.
basically what it was advertisement for the company.
Right.
I already work for you. I'm giving you my physical labor.
Right. You're gonna have to pay me to wear
And
these
now,
outside
right, you
again.
have to, and you know what's crazy? People at my job at the time didn't understand why I wouldn't take this shit. They used to give us points, and we would take these points, and we would use.
We're gonna need you to enjoy all of your gifts equally, minus 10 points.
No, his was crazy. The thing with the little coins where they go in the vending machine on the show, Amazon has something like that. I know I can't believe I didn't think about this when we first started talking about the show, but they have something like that. We used to have these Amazon bucks, and I was a
This sounds
supervisor.
like a nightmare.
I used to pass them out, bro.
Amazon bucks.
I used to have them in my pocket right here, and I used to come to work, and I used to pass them shits out.
So you were like the Mr. Milchek.
Yeah, I used to hand those shits out, and they actually go, look, it's the same vending machine. You can put actual currency in. You can put dollars and fives and all that shit, and you can put these little Amazon dollars in. And people would go in and get like snacks and stuff like that on break. I'm not kidding.
I believe you.
And it's so crazy. And anybody who ever sees this, who knows, if you ever worked at Amazon, you know that this is real. We had those things at work, so this is just as Poppy.
There was some there like so.
It was
like,
ridiculous like that.
Yeah, the weird, stupid, pointless incentive things were definitely rude.
Yeah, and it's not a real incentive. I guess that was the whole point of what I was saying was that it's not an actual incentive. It's more for the company. It's for the company's benefit, but they present it to you like it's.
Did you pull out
Yeah,
a
like
stapler
all
when
of
they
the, like-
as a weapon when they came in to give it to you, like Dylan did?
No, I
Yeah.
got a lot of dirty looks from people who said I would rather take the Amazon hoodies and the Amazon Scullies, the Amazon sweater, the Amazon jogging pants because I don't want to wear my regular clothes to work.
That's a fair
And
point.
It sounds fair, but to me, if you're gonna give me a tire that I've worked harder than normal to earn these extra bucks, and then I have to spend it in your ecosystem, give me something that I can use outside of here that's not an advertisement for you. The only thing that I got from them that wasn't an advertisement for the company per se was a Echo Dot. They gave us an Echo Dot one Christmas.
Yeah, that's Alexa.
It's Alexa.
Right.
And but it's actually useful. But outside of that, no, everything else had Amazon on it. Amazon this, Amazon that, and they used to be like, Dre, you thinking too hard. And it's like, I'm not thinking too hard, bro. They're literally making us advertise for them while we're not here. And I refuse to do that shit. And then, like an idiot, I went to the gym with my fucking Amazon vest on.
I feel like Dre said Amazon 1,072 times, which is the
And
amount
now
of
we
times
sponsored
Helly
by
had to
Amazon.
say.
Hey, look, and now we sponsored by Amazon, just like magic.
That's how many times Helly ended up saying it. When she started the second day, it was like 259,
Right.
and she said it almost very convincingly at the beginning.
She was
of
like
that.
crying.
Yeah.
No, but she didn't say it though. She was just like, I'm sorry. I'm
sorry,
really
like,
sorry. He
really.
was like, no paraphrasing. Again.
So I mean, almost 800 more times, like 750 more times from there. So what do we think about the voice behind the door? Because Dylan said
Angry mumbly guy.
angry mumbly guy. Dylan said it was a crying baby.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming everybody's hearing something specific to themselves, and now we know Dylan is a father because of the Audi or the overtime protocol thing, where they, flip the switch
So
on
you
him
think it has something to do, whatever they're hearing has something to do with their outer
with their
self?
Audi. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking Helly's is going to have something to do with somebody she knows on the outside.
Well, that's a slick bit of writing because, as a father, all of us are fathers here. We know sometimes you feel like you hear your kids calling you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even when it is not logical for them to have called you in the situation that you're in. So, yeah, I like that. They bring everyday life into this completely unnatural situation. It's really good. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's somebody that she knows. It's got to be. It's got to be something like that. And then which made me think, I wonder what Mark's is. I wonder what Mark hears behind the door.
Right. Is it something that happens every time? Or does like do the tricks work like that they talked about? Like he was like, think about like something that you are truly sorry about. He said something about banging MILFs and he feeling sorry for the husbands or something. Dylan.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
So like he's using like a mental trick to beat it. Does that work? Does that truly work?
Well, you might emote in the right way.
Right. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
kind of like a lie
is it-
detector almost.
yeah, it looks like they're looking for something very specific, and until you provide it to them, they're not good with it. I would imagine what they're doing is they're trying to film or audio record, because obviously they had the audio recordings with Petey, because he showed Mark his own, and Mark was like, "What the hell is that?" Kind of thing. And
I thought that was Mark on the recording.
that was.
It was.
That's why
That's
he's
why
like,
he
"What
said
the
he
what is this?" Like, I think that they're doing that so that when anybody tries to criticize the company, they can show them like even complying. Like they'll only show the last one, the one that they believe, to the board. You know what I mean? So like there must be requirements from there. So like the interesting shit to me is like, who's the board?
I'm
You know what I
really
mean?
ready
Where
to
does
see
that
who's
go?
on this board.
Right.
I really want to see
Because
who's
they
on
got to
this
be
board.
making the rules. You know what I mean? Like,
Somebody has to, but even the board has somebody above them. It's always like we discussed. There's always like the bigger fish.
Mephisto.
Oh, stop.
That's an internet joke from back when WandaVision came out. Sorry, everybody.
they went on an O&D tour. It was called The Youthful Innocence of Kier, one of the paintings, and Irving was obsessed with it, so Bert showed it to him. Right? That was the one he showed him.
Was Christopher Walken's character in Joe Dirt? Was his name?
Yeah.
Was his name Bert?
I'm not sure. I really don't remember that at all. I remember him being in there, but I don't remember his
I
character
feel like
name for
this
sure.
is a continuation of that character. But anyway, that's just me. I don't
So
know.
that painting was a depiction of the handbook. So that's what they're using some of the paintings for, to depict like passages in the handbook,
Yeah.
just to reinforce it and make people feel even more to it. So if Bert and Irving, if Irv is the senior most MDR, are we to assume he's been at the company the longest?
Who, Irving?
Yeah, Irving. At least of the four in MDR.
Yeah, I think he's definitely been there the longest.
Okay.
He's that guy, like you said, like the senior most refiner, but they still never promote that guy.
Right,
to,
he's
like,
not
lead
the
department. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you want a promotion at this company?
No, I'm just saying, like,
No, I honestly-
there's always, like, there's like
That's a good question,
There's
though.
like a good
Because the only
trope in
thing I
movies
saw
and
was
TV shows.
the promotion from the guy in the office to the guy in the office who passed out. Do the morning announcement. It's almost like a classroom.
I bet you they would
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying? Like-
if you excelled at whatever they're having you do. I bet you that you could ask for a promotion if you were truly a company person like that. I bet you could shift departments or any
Imagine
number of
that.
things like that.
Imagine
like
that
you could
coming to-
move up the hierarchy. I bet.
Coming to work and not knowing what you're doing and leaving with a promotion and not knowing how the hell you got it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get paid more. It wouldn't matter to the INI. The INI doesn't need money. Like maybe they would give them perks in the office, but that doesn't cost them shit.
So they don't actually have
they
to
could
promote anybody.
They could promote from within, and they have people now that are INI only.
I feel like I
stay there all the time.
Stay there all the
I
time.
feel like there's a real world counterpart for that. It's like
they sleep.
No, they just no.
Irving does.
How are they just there all the time without sleeping?
They just turn them off.
Irving sleeps.
Like I'm thinking they just turn off Miss Casey. Like when she's not being when she's not doing
part time.
Yeah, she's an innie only. She was just saying she's. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like she doesn't work full time hours.
Oh shit. Okay, I didn't think of it at all that way. That makes way more sense.
Right.
So she's only there part time.
Right.
Okay.
But they did mention what you're saying. I just don't think she is.
I see.
They mention people that don't leave there.
Okay, you don't think Miss Casey?
I don't
is,
think
but-
Miss Casey
okay.
is. She could be now that you're
Who the
saying
hell is
like it
Miss
could be-
Casey?
She's the health and wellness.
The
lady.
wellness.
The
lady.
Asian lady.
Yeah,
Yeah, from
from
and
You keep mentioning
Altered Carbon.
Dollhouse. I've never seen it.
that's a shame.
But
It's the Elijah Dushku vehicle
She-
on Fox.
oh yeah, I couldn't watch Elijah Dushku because of
They shuffled the order of the episodes and made it very convoluted to follow. So like there is a reordering of them that makes
they
it
did the same thing they did to Firefly.
Yeah. But then there were 2 seasons of it, and
Fox,
at
bro.
the end of the first season, they jumped ahead 10 years in time, and then they did that again at the end of the
You
second
know they did
season.
that
It
to
was
a Marvel
sick.
property in a not Marvel. What was that? I don't want to get off track, but we'll talk about that another time. But
Watch
Fox
that,
does
for
that
sure.
a lot. But no, I couldn't watch it because Elijah Dushku was in Bring It On or something like that.
Okay.
She tried to dance
Well,
in there, and I just couldn't.
speaking of
take it.
bringing it on, Bert does the old hand touch on Irving, and so now they are officially Bert and Irving.
Irving.
Burping.
So when Helly was talking to Mark, and he goes, "I'm glad you agree. You had thoughts."
Dude, well, that's just like it's a really like manipulative and like aggressive form of communication to speak like to be like tell this joke and then turn you and be like that's funny, right, Dre? And you could like I don't know if
I
that
didn't
was
say
really
it
that
was funny. I mean,
Or you agree, right? And she's like, or he said something. He's like, oh, it feels good, right?
to almost meet your quota or whatever he was
And
saying.
then she
Yeah,
goes,
something to
she
that
goes,
effect.
I guess. And he goes, well, I'm glad you agree. And she totally looks at him like, well, I didn't
Technically agree, but
Right.
Yeah, it's just that like he would take that interaction like and go to the bosses and be like, yeah, Helly's really excited about what she's doing. He would
spin it, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
rather than it just
"Oh,
being
but you said
manipulative.
you agreed that you felt good about doing that.
I was-
Well, no, I
see-
didn't really say that. I said I guess, and you just kind of ran with it. Like,
Right.
But see, I'm kind of stuck on this kick that like you guys are discussing the show, and in my head, I'm like once I brought up the whole Amazon thing, I'm seeing the parallels between the activities on the show and what happens in the real world. Like you said, you never really had a corporate type of job, but as a person who worked downtown Chicago for Healthcare Service Corporation, and I've done a couple of office type jobs. You gonna be a dick right now? I thought he was starting. I didn't know. But anyway, as a person who did a couple of office type jobs, I see that type of stuff with like the feedback thing, where they ask you certain questions, where it leads you to say certain shit that they can go back and be like, satisfaction
Right.
is at this level.
Yep.
The
Morale
staff
is
the
good.
morale is very high.
Yeah.
We're using a synergistic
Buzzwords and all
shit
that
that
stuff.
we
yeah.
learned from
that type of shit. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it like that bothers me, and just like the way like that's like
He's
company
such a
man
tool at this point. Like I
Right.
feel like later on, even in episode 6, like by that point, he seems like a different person
right?
as an innie.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Like
know,
there's
I
a
see-
lot of growth, and I really appreciate that about this show. That it does push it forward. You know, it's not. They could have stayed in the minutia of macro data refinement, and you know what I mean. Any number of things more so than how they've progressed the characters along so far. I mean, Helly is like a forever rebellious kind of a thing, and it's nice to see her gain some traction, getting Mark on her side rather than
Right.
it being like
yeah, because I
everybody shuts her
honestly
down.
thought she was gonna start to comply and be more assimilated once she had that experience of and from the first 3 episodes when she actually did the numbers thing, and she was like, she got excited. She actually got a
felt
little excited.
scared,
Like
yeah.
I thought that was the direction they was gonna go, but Helly is no.
No.
Helly is like no.
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 Well,
No,
I
she
think it was-
found Petey's map and was kind of like, wasn't she taunting him about it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I thought you were Mr. Company Man and you didn't throw this away or any of that shit.
and then he shredded it.
Right. Yeah, render not my creation in miniature. What a weird ass
the
thing
Bible.
to say.
That's the Bible.
But that's in
And actually,
the
that's
Kier
the
thing.
Quran. I want to say it's something about it almost feels like in the Quran when they
So don't make Jesus action figures.
or don't replicate or make an image of the Prophet Muhammad. That's what it feels like. Or in the Bible, not so much in the Bible. It's closer to the Quran
handbook
almost.
stuff definitely feels like
But
when
I
you
told-
hear them quote those.
Oh, it's
books,
their own
very
Bible for
theistic.
sure. Yes.
Or is that?
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monotheistic even.
It's
Yeah, that's more specific of a word, but it's still
well,
that.
meaning one
One God,
who's
one
the Kir
theology.
would
Yes.
be Kir and his
Yes.
beliefs. But the way, like, when he says something about the water fountain, I can't remember that exact quote, but like it was like, "Drink thy water." It was really
Oh yeah.
like
when
a
he was talking
biblical,
about
like
that,
when he cites those, the handbook phrases, they're really like worded like the Bible is worded,
Mm-hmm.
type of thing, you know.
Speaking of things that are worded like that, they found Rickon's book. Of all the books that they could have found in this place, they found another one that's like a self-pompous, pretentious guy that's saying all these things as if he knows exactly how the world works and how the universe works. And like, I could see that being a conflicting theology with what he's come to know, what they've
Yeah,
all
it's
come
almost-
to know.
Well, I
It's
think it
almost-
is. I think that's probably why Mark,
Right.
like you said, is leaning towards Helly's side of things because he's reading this stupid book.
Right,
Do you
know,
think it's somebody
putting
on
those
the
weird thoughts
inside?
in his head?
right.
Do you think it's somebody on the inside that's sympathetic to what's happening? That we don't see them as being sympathetic, almost like a Severus Snape from Harry Potter.
I would say right off the bat, yes. And I genuinely think Cobell to some degree, because look at how she's hanging out with Mark outside. Like she keeps
that's
popping into
the
his
obvious
life.
one, and that's what I was
I'm
thinking. No,
thinking,
for
like,
me, I was
to
thinking
me, like
that.
the first person that came to mind when you said that was Milchek.
Milchick. That's what I was thinking, because he left that book. This is a guy who literally they show him as buttoned up, little tight shirt,
Right.
buttoned up, everything under control at all times. But he was sitting there reading that book. He's the only one they showed reading that book.
Right.
He sat
He
there
was,
and read
wasn't
that
he
shit.
reading it to
Can I add on to
Cobell?
what you're saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
There was another point. I don't know if it was in these 3 episodes. It might have been. I think it is. Where he's taking her to the break room, Helly, and she like looks at him and she's like, can't you see how fucked up this is?
Right.
And his response isn't, no, this is the way things are. He goes, not right now.
Right.
Like I might be
Like I might, we,
I don't
we
even want
maybe
to
can have this conversation later.
Right. I don't want to have this conversation
But
right
not
now
right
because I'm
now,
being
like-
watched.
Right.
And now that you say that,
So yeah, I
that
can
does
see
kind of make
him-
sense, because that would be a
I'm
twist.
down with that. That's
that would
great.
be a twist, because he also, he would be the perfect candidate. Because, like I said, right now he's
Do we
zipped
think
up,
he's severed?
So what is his position?
weird dude.
But like, so is he like the floor
Wow.
supervisor? Does
I
he
don't know.
supervise the O&D department as well as like is he? So,
they
so
ever
like,
show him
so like
interact with
he's
them?
he's seemingly above Mark as far as like the ranking goes. Mark is
Correct.
the macro data refinement department head. Bert is the O&D department head. So now Milchek, is he both their boss? Because he
At
like
some
showed
point,
up.
Milchek comes in and and he
Well-
appears. They all appear to be like subservient to him.
Okay, so he's the
That's
like
my
the floor
impression
manager
anyway.
or like
yes.
yes. Okay.
I think that level. I think he's the manager
Right.
of the. He's the Michael Scott of the Office.
So I
here.
can see him maybe not
He's
out
the
and out,
regional
like,
manager.
rescuing them or per se, but
Assistant to the
like
regional manager.
doing it in a way where he helps them in a way that doesn't like out him. Like he just gives them a key piece of information or leaves something
just
out
left
for
it
them
out
to
there. I
find,
feel
like
like
the
he
book
wouldn't have
kind
left
of
that.
thing. Like, well, I think he had to leave in a hurry that when he was reading that book. The
Yeah, but put it
alarms
in your
went off.
pocket, stick it in the drawer, whatever. I
Well,
feel like
it
a
felt
person
like something
him
he wouldn't have left behind.
I feel
right.
like
I
he
agree.
wouldn't have left that behind. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
But when the red alarms go off, like she's like, "Holy shit!" and he just kind of got up and ran away and went to go handle whatever
Right.
it was.
What was the red alarms for? Remind me, because I unfortunately, I'm sorry for the people that might be watching. I did not
What?
watch these episodes again, so I'm being reminded.
The
on
red
the fly.
that happened. Well, hold on 1 second. Because that happened because wasn't that the paper cutter thing? Or was it it had to be something before that because...
I think it was the paper cutter thing.
So everything with the alarm has something to do with Helly.
But Irving had already found the book by the time Helly did that thing. But maybe it was happening out of sequence. Yeah, because I'm not even to that yet.
No, okay, so
I thought Mark found the book after Milchick had it.
no.
Irving found it and
Irving
called him
found it
there.
and brought Mark to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Irving thinks it's a loyalty test when they find the book. And then Helly finds a paper cutter and takes it to Cobell's office.
Oh, right. She finds the paper cutter when they all go looking at the book. So
At
what
the
was
book.
that alarm for before that then?
I don't know. I can't remember, honestly. Like, I don't have anything here that would give any indication of that.
Chad,
Jay Wackers?
Whackers, what do you got? What
Yeah,
happened?
anybody
Red
got
alarm that
anything?
happened before they found the UUR book in the chair where Milchick left it.
So she ends up recording a video for her Audi, and she seemed pretty calm. I'm really pissed off that they didn't show the video. Like that when Helly recorded the video for her Audi, she's like, "Get the camera," you know. She had the thing, and then she goes, "Hey," you know, and it was just
She
like,
was 100% sure she was going to be successful with this video.
yeah, I guess. But I'm just, it sucks they didn't show
Point
it.
out
I think what
the
it
hell kind
was
of video camera was that? Like that super small,
Yeah,
grainy
the
frame,
viewing
weird
where it was all like vignetted around the edges. and
But we talked about that. This is one of those shows that they try to make you feel like you're not 100% sure what time period is supposed to be.
You said something about the cars, like they did it like that to make it feel timeless, like you
Right.
said, like you. Like
Yeah, it's not supposed to be relevant, I guess.
but he has a cell phone and he's using a laptop, like outside
Yeah,
of.
so it's not, and he's watching cable
He was
news. and all
scrolling
that
through,
stuff, so-
right, like the internet. He was scrolling through,
Right.
like looking at the birthing cabins on the internet.
Oh yeah, they 100% use all the technology and stuff that we have today, and some science fiction-y stuff that we don't currently publicly have yet. But they, for some reason, still go with that aesthetic where it's like this could be the 70s in the alternate
Right.
dimension.
It's
or
so
something,
weird,
you know?
and it feels like whoever the founder was is like that's like he's the reasoning for that, like the reason why that everything looks like.
I would
that.
imagine, yeah. So she says, "I was never sorry," and gets in the elevator, and then
That's one of my favorite lines.
it was so good, yeah. And then when she comes back, they show her a video because she's immediately back down there.
But again, the way they shoot that, where she gets in the elevator, she watches the doors close and watches the people all standing there. She looks down at her hand and, woof, and then she's holding a different envelope. It's
Or different DVD.
different
yeah,
DVD.
well, that's what I
Different
mean.
disc.
It's a blue
Yeah.
envelope instead of a white one with,
Yeah.
with the disc in it.
Yep.
And the door opens and they're all just still standing there. I mean, it's great. It's great
Yeah.
stuff.
And then the Audi says, "I'm a person, you are not."
That shit was sick.
Brutal, dude.
Bro, when I first saw that,
What do
I
we
was
think
like,
of the Audi? What do we think of her?
she's like me.
She's like you? Go on. Why do you think she's like you?
Some personality types out there are everything has to be functional. It has to be has to serve a purpose.
Why do you think she's doing it? Why do you think she's making her innie stay in there when she's like when the innie clearly hates it so much?
I don't want to speak to that because that one will be a little rough for me, given that I know where everything is going. But what I'll say is, at that point, and having watched the show, from at that point when I got to that, I thought, yeah, that's what I would do, because I feel like I know myself enough
You mean
to
as an Audi?
as an Audi.
Okay.
I feel like I know myself enough that I wouldn't think that I would actually do any actual physical harm to myself. So, and I'm also selfish enough that I wouldn't want to experience going to work every day. I'm just being
No,
real.
hey, listen. I
Those personalities exist. Those personalities.
The fact that that's one of the top things on the list is amazing to me.
I'm just saying,
great.
It is what it is.
We see Cobell playing with a finger trap. I just thought that was notable. Like even she's susceptible to this. Like, oh, this is a reward. You know,
Yeah,
like,
like I said, she's just middle management, dude.
she seems that, like, with the, not to jump ahead, but like she seems like there's something more going on with her. Like,
Sure.
she seems to have an investment in Miss Casey specifically, where she was like, I'm doing something different with her. So, like, I'm curious where that's going to see.
I feel like
you know,
Cobell might be somebody who. How do you say?
she had that Kier photo that
She
you said
might
looked
be
like
somebody
Paul Rudd.
who's investigating,
It looks
not
like Paul Rudd.
investigate, but she might be somebody who's trying to uncover something about the company. She has a vested interest in the company not being successful. I don't know how to say this in the right way. I feel like she's a person who doesn't. She's not playing all her cards up front, I guess you could say. There's something else going on about her that's more about she has a personal interest in the people.
That's what
that
I'm
work
saying.
there.
I think it's something
You know
more
what I mean?
about
And
her than it
maybe
is
Mark
about the
in
company.
particular. She has something. There's something about him that has her acting outside of what you would imagine that somebody in that position would act. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, speaking of acting outside of the position of any human being, reasonably speaking, can we talk about Petey's funeral? Because holy shit, she drilled into his head while they were playing Metallica's, what was it? Was it Inner Sandman?
Yeah.
She drilled into his head at the funeral. And like,
And they showed
The-
a camera shot from inside his head as she was like looking.
Yeah.
Like to peek it up.
and also like they showed at the end, after Mark had talked to his daughter and all that shit, that was awkward. But like they clearly showed the daughter turn and look and notice Mark and Cobell come out of there and leave and like speak and say, we're leaving now, blah, blah, blah. She's going to walk in there and see a hole in her fucking dad's
The
head
casket
and go,
was closed.
but she can open it. She's the daughter.
Fair enough, but they were.
She won't.
It was closed.
What? You don't think
She
she's...
was standing
to
in
a
front
lot
of a
of
closed. She
funerals
was
and-
standing in front of a closed casket when they
wouldn't
got
open
there.
it.
But we're the same people that are saying they have to tell you that the cell phones don't work in From.
I mean, that okay.
And by the way, I posted that on a From subreddit thing. Like somebody made a joke about the cell phones, and I was like, this brings up a larger point. Not a single person would address the fact that they haven't actually said it. They all just assume that they don't work.
That's weird.
I was annoyed. I was on your side by the end of it. Like, why is nobody addressing the actual point here? I'm not trying to derail us.
But
We have
let's not,
too much
I want to
shit.
go back to what you just said though.
Okay, go ahead. She steals his
Cobell,
Sebby.
you said the song was Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
I like that. That's fire.
Oh, but what
That
was it?
is- It might be a little on the nose, but I still like it.
No,
I
because it
appreciate
said
that.
the what's something in your head as she drilled into it.
Okay. Side tangent.
Go on. I'm down for a side tangent.
The lyrics to that song
Uh-huh.
are super fucking creepy. I am the beast under your bed,
In your
in your
closet.
closet,
in your
in
head.
your head.
Okay.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
Yeah, that part's super creepy.
Never mind that noise.
Did he decide in the middle?
super creepy?
Did he
the
decide
whole
in
song.
the middle of
If you
this
just,
song
like,
that he was
start
going to do a
listening to the lyrics
lullaby?
of that song, it's like, why are you in the little dude's room? Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Who are you talking to
Hey.
during the middle of this
Right,
rock
whose kid?
song?
Are you hiding under some kid's bed? What the fuck are you talking about? In the closet? Like, dude, this is not right.
I feel like, can I just pretend to be Dre for a second? Wait, just let me. White people. So
I can tell he had that look on his face. He was giving us the
Accurate.
white guy face.
Look, accurate. I'll just leave it at that.
so something as a videographer that I kind of noticed, and it's kind of a deep cut in the show, but there was a scene where Mark was in the basement, and it was a diagonal shot of the staircase railing going up, like crossing the whole thing, severing the screen. And I've noticed a few times where they do that. And there was a scene in this one, in the first of in episode 4, where Mark was driving through the woods at night, and it was going right across the screen like that. I feel like they're doing that intentionally to sever the shot.
No, I'll
and
be
it
paying
just,
attention
it was
to
cool.
that. I'll be paying attention for that now. Because that is interesting.
So there's a principle of thirds in filmmaking,
I'm totally with you on that.
and I need for the audience.
We are on the thirds, by the way, on here.
Oh yeah,
We are on the dots there.
trust me, I
Essentially,
pay attention.
maybe if I went this
There's
way
a
a little
principle
bit.
of thirds, and look it up. If you watch film, if you watch television, if you
basically a
consider yourself
tic-tac-toe
a
of
connoisseur, go ahead and look it up and familiarize yourself with it, and you'll notice that almost all media and film uses that principle. But every once in a while, you found what they call an auteur that they might deviate from that, and I think that would be a good thing to discuss one day on this podcast.
Okay.
That's a random side tangent, since Jay Whackers love Jeremy side tangents.
Mark went to visit where his wife
Just talking
died.
shit.
Mark went to visit presumably the crash site where his wife died, and then he goes back and gets a wellness visit with Miss Casey immediately afterwards.
I don't like Miss Casey, man. I don't like how she talks. That chick is weird. I don't like that whole wellness thing. I don't like anything about that point system. Everything about. I want them. You know what? We talked about this with From. We want to see in season 2. They've been renewed for a second season, by the way. We want to see in season 2 them outside of this town, or what happens if they get, spun around and come back to the town.
I've changed my mind. I don't want them to actually make it out because it's like wishing them off the island and Lost. Like, you wanted it, but then once
when
it
it
happened,
happened,
it was like,
go back to the island,
yeah,
bitch.
go back
Go
to the
back.
island.
But
The-
in
the
this,
fun
I
stuff
do
is
want
happening.
Gotta go back, Kate.
in
God.
this, but let me finish that point. But
I got
in
a
this,
tangent.
in this show, I definitely want to see something outside of this town. I don't even need to see the board meeting or anything. I need to see something outside of what's going on with the world.
Can I tell you? Oh,
Go ahead, fire away.
no.
Fire away.
I just
Go
want to
ahead.
tell you about a thing that I stumbled into, and somebody was suggesting that From is this internet phenomenon called a back room. Do you know anything about
Yeah.
back rooms?
Yeah.
So there's this 16-year-old kid called something Pixel, like Kyle Pixel or something like that, and he's put out these videos where like a back room is just like endless kind of yellow lighted, yellow carpeted, moldy carpeted office space that's just open, and every room or every way you go it just goes on forever kind of thing, and you fall into it. It's like outside of the realm of reality. You like glitch into this place and then you can't get out of it, but there's levels of it. And like the first level, it's kind of mundane, and then level 2 is if you stay in level 1 long enough, and then
So this happens physically to you?
Yes.
What?
it's just a thing that somebody made up.
Okay.
Like it's a lore kind of a thing that's been put onto message boards and shit years at 4chan, I think is where it started. But
So I'm
somebody's
saying, like, if you
positing
fell
that
into it,
From
like, so
is
if
like
it was
that.
for real and you fell into a back room, you would disappear physically.
Yes.
Okay.
You'd be there, and like people are recording in there. Like you need to watch these videos if you haven't seen them. I'll send them to you.
I know.
They're really good.
Trust me. And there's also related to that.
Never heard of that.
There's also the
Sorry for the complete tangent. It's
legend-
another show, but
and this was more closely related to From, even though we're not talking about From right now. But there's a legend of staircases, random staircases in Force. People find staircases
They go to nothing.
leading to nothing.
yeah, that's.
They
I
say
mean,
you
it's-
shouldn't. They say you shouldn't walk up them.
Yeah.
Well,
Listen,
no.
listen,
Obviously.
listen.
If I find a staircase in a forest, I'm not going up it.
Like
no chance.
I watched this thing, and this guy is walking through these rooms with people. Like they're kind of. It seems like they're working to build the thing, and then they turn the corner, and all of a sudden there's these square holes in the floor, like a pattern, and. So they're walking through it, and the guy gets to the other side, and he looks out the door, and he's like, "Oh my god, you've got to bring the camera over here." And when they start walking, dude falls down one of the holes, and then he's in basically another one of those levels, but it's the wallpaper's different. And then he starts hearing this screaming, and nobody else up there hears it, even though they can still hear each other. And he's recording, and he goes and turns and follows it, and then he sees this little hole at the bottom. It's like the bottom of a garage door open, and he sees like a street out there, but it's like all like in this tunnel. And he goes out there and then walks into a house, and there's all these signs that are inverted that say this way only, but it's like it's in a mirror. And just all this crazy shit, and then he ends
I
up
heard all
running back.
left-handed people came from a different dimension. But anyway,
It's just it's an interesting play on like
So what, you're
what's
saying there's a
happening in
recording
From.
of it?
I'm saying that somebody made a like a concept video of it.
Okay.
Like it's a, but it was an interesting
I'm not
thought
sure
of
I
like
understand fully, but okay.
it's just kind of about they're saying that From could be that it could
Okay.
be this
the
level
idea
based
is
thing.
is just it's an evolution, as always. It's an evolution of the idea from Inception, where they build the staircase that goes to nowhere. It's a
dream
trap.
inside of a
It's
dream
a
or
trap. No, but not that. In order to get out of the dream, there's obvious logical things you can do, like walk out of buildings, whatever. But this staircase is built in a way that it shouldn't physically exist. That's one of the principles they explained in Inception, is that this place can't physically be real.
Right.
Because a staircase, you go up and keep going up.
The idea being
and
that it's
keep
kind of
going.
outside of the,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
laws
This
of
is not real.
reality,
Right.
of what we know. Anyways,
Cinema.
so Bert and Irving discuss the like hand touch and whether it was embarrassing. They discuss Irv falling asleep, and one of them said, "You are my mouth." Like it was weird. I was just thinking of the mouth wall from one of those other episodes.
Maybe that's what they was referring to.
Right. So Mark's reading the book, and he reads "Your job needs you, not the other way around."
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Dylan finds the book. Irv sees hundreds of employees. Well, to me, it looked like that shit went on forever. When he peeked into O&D, the first glance at it, I was like, oh my God, that just goes on forever.
Yeah, but did you see a lot of people in there?
I thought I did the first time, but there weren't. There were only
when
the
I
7.
looked at that, I only saw a few people.
Yeah, so I just wrote that down wrong.
But that department seems like it goes on for a long way.
Yeah, but that could be one of those optical type of
Yeah.
situations.
I mean, look how big the O&D room, or I mean the MDR room is with
Right.
the 4 of them. Mark is in wellness, but he doesn't do stop motion with his clay. He makes a tree. Now, if you
got
notice,
it.
they're all split up at the end. Like, they're all kind of doing their own thing. And this is when Helly manages to... Because Dylan's reading the book, Irving's distracted with the stuff with Bert. Mark is in a wellness session, and that gives Helly the opportunity to hang herself in the elevator. It was genius. Like, I will say that there is a more annoying thing that she can do going forward. Like, because her innie was pretty specific about not hurting her or whatever. I mean, even though she just did it again, and there didn't seem to be any real consequences for that. Like, from her outie.
Do you think she?
Oh, right.
She didn't. I
But
think that
she
was.
should
I
just
think-
shit
no, I
herself
don't
in the
think-
elevator
Going
every
back
day
to the
going
video,
up.
what does she
But I
mean
don't
by "I'll
think-
keep you alive long enough to make you regret it"?
If she cut off her... Yeah, like
I
that.
mean, I'll come back to work every fucking day. You'll just still be here without a hand. But here's my thing. I think Helly, with the hanging in the elevator, wasn't a strike. It was more of a warning. Like, I can end it for both of us.
Right.
Because she could have hung herself in the bathroom.
She could have cut her throat with the
With the blade, she could have did a lot of things to actually kill herself. I think that was just a warning shot. Like, look, I can end it for both of us. You might want to reconsider my position here.
right.
That was a dope ass scene too, especially when she went down and the change happened.
Yeah,
That shit was crazy.
it was
Cause
so good. Yeah,
That was
imagine
great.
going into work, you walk in the elevator, be like, "All right, Irving."
But the only thing that saved her
And
was
just-
Mark. Literally, the only thing that saved her was Mark calling the elevator down to leave. If he hadn't done that, she would have just been hanging up at the top, because why would it have opened again? Like, it would have just sat there. Elevators do that. When somebody goes out at the top, the door's just shut, and it just sits there until somebody activates the elevator again.
Right.
If he hadn't called it back down to leave, she would have died right there.
but maybe she knew that he was coming. Maybe
You think it's that well planned? I think that she was trying to off her.
Yeah.
Like, because she told her, you're not a person.
Well,
Or no, she hasn't told her that yet. That's right. No, she did.
yeah, that was after
She had told her,
after
yeah.
the cough thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Helly for escalating. She don't just stay
Right.
on one level. She don't keep trying the same thing. She's literally going Okay, next step. Okay, next step
Speaking of
didn't work.
escalating,
Next step.
we're at the next episode, episode 5, the grim barbarity of optics and design.
That's a hell of a title.
The title of the painting.
The title of the painting, yes. Adam Scott changing emotions mid elevator was brilliant.
Oh, fantastic.
I mean, he leaves there like, and then just nothing.
Yeah.
And then he goes in there, and then he goes straight to like panicked.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable that he was able to pull that off. Like, that is some superb acting.
Yeah. He killed it. He's killing it. Everybody is. It's the performances in the show are very, very, very good. Top fucking notch.
Right.
Like,
They confirm Petey was reintegrated, and that Cobell didn't tell the board about Helly.
right.
Any thoughts on why she wouldn't have told the board about Helly?
No, but there's cameras everywhere, isn't there? Like, she was watching them like walk down the hallway on a camera. Like, how is the board not watching everything that's happening anyway?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, why are they not getting a live feed? And who's to say they aren't? Maybe they are.
Right.
Who's to say that this is the only facility that they have? Maybe they have too many employees to monitor. So
Right,
they
and-
probably wouldn't be getting a live feed, and Cobell probably, you roll the dice and hope they didn't see it.
This company feels very much like it's the center of the Severance stuff, but presumably there are other companies that are doing it.
Yes.
Because we get to the birthing retreat, and like, we didn't find out until the next episode, I think, but they were severing for the giving birth process.
Which is dope.
That's insane.
I did not catch that.
I didn't catch it the first time through either, but the girl that Mark's sister walks over next door to get coffee from, she calls herself Gabby. And I made note of Gabby. And then when they met her in the next episode, or when she met her, the guy was like, "Hey, Gabrielle."
Right.
And so her full name, her regular name is Gabrielle. And so they always shorten it to the Y version for the innie.
Dude, like, I honestly...
At work, they do innies and outies. So what do you do for preggies? Do they call them preggies?
No, they called it...
Well, how would they... What do you mean they always shorten it? What we have Irving and Dylan and Mark.
Right, but those are all guys. I'm just saying for girls, like, they're doing that. They're shortening the name. The innie is always the Y version, like Helly.
So what do you think her real name is?
I don't
like
know.
Helen?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Well, okay. All right. Weird. It's definitely weird.
But they definitely doing it for pregnancy. I remember specifically talking about that with my wife
I
when I
did
watched
not
that
catch
episode.
that at all, and I get...
You know what
why
I mean?
that
When they,
interaction.
because it made me so weirded out
You
that
just
she
made
didn't
me
know
understand
it.
that...
I thought it was an abusive relationship.
You made me understand the follow-up scene.
Yeah.
I didn't get that follow where she was like, "What in the fuckity fuck?" Just like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, because it was so weird, that interaction between her.
I was genuinely thinking, oh my God, she was like scared of her husband here, so she didn't want to tell him that she met this guy while they were. It didn't occur to me that they were severed, but the name thing was what did it. And then they showed like newspaper articles. I'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Quick,
but
quick, purge a secret to clear the air in here. Come on, purge a secret. Anything?
Right.
So ridiculous.
Right.
Then they had to hang the kelp.
Soul void.
Let's see.
Create a soul void.
So he mentioned the kid deserving its own name.
I knew he's talking about. He's talking about the
Ricky.
weirdo shit, weirdo, whatever.
Mark mentioned the kid deserving its own name without some big feely baggage. It was actually a really well thought out point.
Right. I
Could your
completely
chair
agree
squeak
with
more?
I'm sorry, my foot was rubbing against it. I completely agree with you saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you want to dedicate somebody to, name somebody after something, but then it comes with all that like heavy shit. And it's like, is that
Right.
that kid didn't let him be his own person, or her in this case. Mark is suspicious of Lumen finally on the outside,
Right.
which is progress. I mean, how long has Petey been telling him shit? And he died in front of him, and like the phone's been ringing in the basement for weeks.
Yes, but when he died in front of him, his first instinct was to, holy shit, I have to get rid of all evidence that this guy was in my house.
Right.
and then I had any contact with him. Like he just, like completely got rid of it.
Him greeting
Except for the
Helly.
phone.
Him greeting Helly with his kind eyes was hilarious. Like it was just like
It was. They were awful. Like, how do you do this? Like acting, it was so weird.
he offers her happy numbers. Like
She
when
like
returns.
laughs at his
Yeah.
face.
I'd end my life if I didn't have any finger traps yet, Dylan said. Like after she was threatening to cut off all 4 of her fingers.
Right.
I mean, I think that's indicative of what we're talking about. Like he's so caught up in the trying to be the best there, like the most acclaimed anyways. Dylan, that he's like, oh, I'd end my life. And I think he means it. Like I'd kill myself. I can see why she tried to kill herself. No, that's what it is. He's going, I can see why she tried to kill herself.
She doesn't have any
I
finger
would
traps.
if I didn't have any finger traps either.
Right.
Jesus. Irving falling asleep again.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish we could get more of what's going on with that. Like, I want to know something technically about it. I want to know some of the details of that shit.
Because there's apparently this consequence. I want to see if it happens, if that same thing happens to someone else.
That
when
would
they
be
fall
cool.
asleep at work.
I feel like that would be cool. Expand on that. I want to see what the punishment actually is. You take them to the break room. Everybody knows about the break room. They spoke on the break room.
The consequence for the falling asleep thing was going to the wellness.
Yeah, and
That was the first one.
and that was supposed to be a good thing, which
The
almost
wellness
felt
thing.
like right, and it felt like a damn punishment. So it's like, what do they do to escalate?
It's interesting to me that
Because can you get fired from here?
I don't know. It doesn't.
Can they
because-
come back and say your innie is not working out?
No, your Audi is not putting yourself in a position
no,
where the
no,
innie is
I'm
having
saying,
enough energy to
what
get
if you
through a
came
day.
to work as an Audi?
Okay.
You showed up and they said your innie's not working out. We can't use them anymore. Can that situation happen?
I would
here?
imagine. I would imagine it has happened,
Like,
but then
he's
what?
not
But then what do they
productive
do?
at all.
Then the life of that person.
Joe's
the
innie,
just like you
Joe's
said,
innie just keep
effectively-
asking questions. What are these numbers? What are these numbers for? What are these numbers
The
supposed to?
innie just effectively that life ends essentially, and your Audi just goes on with the rest of their life, not even knowing.
Well, but
any
they
of the
could. They're already
experiences.
severed, and they could go to another place that has severance.
Right. They could get another
Potentially,
job.
You
Yeah.
could get another severed job.
I'm just saying that the Audi just doesn't have. There's no recollection of any of the experiences.
There's nothing for them. The
Yes.
innie just disappears.
Yes.
Until they get turned on again, and then do they remember?
At another job.
Oh my God, that's a great question.
If they get turned on again in another
Is it
job, do
just
they
a
remember
blank
Lumen?
slate again? Are you starting over?
I would think so.
I would
think you
so
get
too.
reintegrated
I don't.
into a new
I
place.
don't think you wake up.
Yeah,
with
you
your
would have to
previous-
keep corporate information.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
private.
You can't go to another company with
company.
that info.
Right.
Like, you definitely wake up with a new.
Yeah.
Dude, think about that.
Go on.
Later on down the road, like a corporate espionage episode where like somebody tried to hack the Lumen chip when he started working at another company to try to get.
Well, but that's
Lumen's
what
information.
we do find that out. The girl does that. She hacked the chip to.
I'm saying on behalf of a rival company,
Oh, I see what you're
like
saying.
corporate
Yeah, yeah.
espionage. Yeah.
Okay. He tries to copy the map, and pictures of the O&D coup slaughtering MDR show up, coming out of the printer.
The grim barbarity of
of-
O&D.
Yeah.
Optics and design. Yeah.
So that's weird, right? Like, do you think that was because he was trying to copy a map, or do you think Milchick really sent those pictures there? I don't think he actually sent them there. I think that was just a cover.
No, I think he did because she walked. He
But
walked.
the map
into
didn't print out after that.
But when he walked, he interrupted it or took over it or like.
Oh, I see.
He walked in there and she was like, "Did you just try a 266 or something on Irving?" And he was like, "Yeah. Should I have checked with you first?" So this is some sort
So
of.
that's a procedure.
He said it
But
was.
you don't think it was to dissuade him from trying to copy a map?
No, he said it was to dissuade him from hanging out with Bert.
Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense
Yeah.
because then he's doing that to show that
He
that,
was
that,
doing
that was
that
the
to
thing.
dissuade him from spending time with Bert.
Let's see,
Because
Helly.
they know what's the shit that's going on, even though like they act like they don't, or like
They
just
have
can't-
to see what's
they
going
do, but
on
they
there.
want you to own up to it. Like they want you to say
Mm-hmm.
that you did it, even though they know you did it. They saw you do it. They still want you to own up to it
Yep.
and be sorry about it.
And speaking of not being that, Helly wipes off her neck makeup while revealing the bruising. And Miss Casey's like, I need you to explain your bathroom experience to me in detail,
Yeah.
please. Now, Dylan said something that was of note to me. He said, bet you're drunk. What did your mouth smell like when you came in today? It kind of confirming our guess on drunkenness.
Yeah.
That it could be like, oh, the Audi did that. Because we know that Irving's Audi is not sleeping enough to where Irving is tired at work.
Right.
Well,
So
he's
there-
just
yeah,
old.
I would say the physical.
Oh, shit, I didn't think of that. Or he's
He
just
did.
old.
He did make mention of being hired at a later age.
But have we heard of Bert saying that? Bert seems to be...
Yeah, but Christopher
Relatively.
Walken's whole demeanor is "I'm sleepy." So you kind of.
But he seemed fascinated by him falling asleep. They were even talking about it at some point here.
Quick timeout. I'll be right back.
Okay. So Mark asks Helly to help with... No? So Mark asks Helly to help with Petey's map, and she's kind of like, I'm not going to be the new Petey. Then Miss Casey tells Irving that Bert is in the conference room. I couldn't quite figure out what would be her motivation to do that. She seems like she's a company woman. Like she's doing whatever Miss Cobell tells her. The way she's being kind of diligent with keeping up with where they are and stuff like that. Asking about the toilet usage, things like that. So it doesn't make sense to me that she would tell Irving that Bert is waiting in the conference room. Like, why would she know that there was a connection there?
This is,
Miss Casey.
well, she knows they ran. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. They ran into each other.
Maybe he mentioned him or something. I don't know.
Right.
So then Mark and Helly are as soon as she left to go get something, Mark faked a spill of a coffee
Right.
onto her stuff and then to make her go get new supplies. And then while they were gone, he immediately took Helly to roam the halls.
Right.
And then they ended up finding the baby goat room.
Yeah. Well, they were roaming the halls and where all the lights were off. Like we hadn't seen that yet, where the lights were just turning on as they
Oh,
walked
right.
by.
Yeah. First we got Dylan saying Bert, the king of fucks.
Right.
Like that was hilarious to me when he
Right.
showed up.
But then he like answers two questions. He said, "This is this," and Bert is not a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say that MDR have pouches with offspring in them.
Right. It's so weird, dude. Like this like what they like tell the other departments to like keep them from like interacting, and like the fact that like what is these people's brain power? What have they left them with?
Right. Yeah. I
That,
mean,
like that they would even believe that that's a thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know, I don't know that he believed it, but it was just like that they would even think that somebody would believe that. Like, what kind of children's brains brain power do they leave? They still have to be able to like learn tasks and do stuff and act like adults, but they like you said before, they're like children almost. Like they're seemingly, but they were still
But
given
the fact that they believe that the other
adult level motor skills,
Yeah.
not child level motor
and
skills.
seeming intelligence for the
Right.
most part, and yeah, all that stuff.
I mean, Helly's intelligent. She's gathering. She's completely aware of what's happening to her as an innie.
right.
You know, and the fact that she's trapped there forever, can't leave. Like her.
She just doesn't know what's
Right.
actually going on when she goes down. But yeah, she knows that the innie wants the hell out of there.
Right.
So the part where O&D said they thought that MDR had pouches and kept their offspring in there. And then we came across the guy just feeding goats saying they aren't ready yet and you can't take them.
Yeah, that was
Thoughts?
weird. That was really weird.
I mean, like the sound sent a chill down my spine
That was a little ethereal there.
when
That
they were
wasn't-
just sitting there and it was just like, nah. I was like, what?
That wasn't
hell was
even
that.
wasn't even based in like science or science fiction or anything. That was just completely
To me, and here I go.
Weird.
I'm gonna make the Lost reference, even though it's Joel. Like I almost equated this like the baby goat thing to them finding the polar bear on the island.
Where it was like, this is out of place. It
Like
doesn't
this
belong here.
animal does not belong here. Why is it here? This is an office building. Why are there baby goats? It was like almost the same kind of mystery to me, and it was kind of a cool because that was around episode 3 or 4 when that happened in Lost.
That was episode 1.
That was the
Polar
first
bear?
episode?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was like episode 2.
I thought it was episode 2 or 3.
Maybe.
I could
Yeah,
be
no,
wrong.
it could be.
I don't know, but like that's what I equated it to was that like
Oh yeah, it didn't happen in the pilot. So it
no,
would've
because
been
they went
2
to
or
go
3.
explore the island is when they came across that when they decided to like go look around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the goat was kind of like that to me. It was like, what is this doing here? Why is this dude with this weird farming vest on? What is happening right now?
Yeah,
But see, I
it was
love
really
that.
weird.
I really do enjoy that feeling
Yeah, but that doesn't make
from a
sense.
show. It doesn't, but it will.
It might.
If this
I
show,
hope.
this,
Guarantee
this
you
show is
that's
as
not
well-
random.
Like, seriously, this show is so well crafted. There's no way that doesn't mean something.
They're doing tests
Something
with them
mildly
of some
important,
sort.
yeah.
They're the goats are going because that guy was implying that they do this often. They come and take the goats at a certain point, and I don't think he's so attached to them, but I think it's like he knows they're not ready for whatever they're going to be taken to do.
I don't know.
Is that dude's everyday job?
I want to have faith
That
in
dude
this.
just shows up in a suit. And
You
puts
don't
on
think
that-
there's any?
I want to have faith in this, but I want this thing to last a couple seasons first before I put that much faith in them, because sometimes
You think this is?
We've seen situations
like
where-
a freshman hit and sophomore slump, maybe kind of
no,
thing? Or
not
maybe
even
won't
that.
go
It's just
anywhere?
sometimes when you writing stuff, you start brainstorming, you just a lot of stuff get thrown up against the wall, see what stick. You know that expression. But sometimes you might keep some stuff in there that just might not get paid off. Sometimes that's all. I'm just saying. I don't know for
This
a
just
fact.
doesn't seem like that.
I
Kind of
think
thing.
that they put that in there for a very specific reason,
think
and we
this
will
thing was
eventually
like-
pay off the goats.
I think whatever pitch meeting that they had for this show was like, listen, you can't cancel this. Like we can't go into it being we wonder like
They
we
better
have
not
a
count.
whole
This is one
story
show they
here.
better not
We
count.
have
I'll
it.
be. I'm
Here-
right
in
behind
here.
that.
I'm going to pitch you the beginning, and I'm going to give you
Where we're going?
like where we're going at the end of it, and like you have to give us the ability to take the journey.
Right.
It's like you can't have a well-crafted show like this and not.
This
have
show
this-
has to end with them like taking down Lumen. I don't want to see it be like.
I
don't
want
wanna
Lumen to win.
I don't want to see them go outside of Lumen completely. Like I
I
don't
want
want it to
Lumen
be.
to win.
I don't want to see like Mark leave completely and then just he's out on his own now.
Oh,
like,
by the
without
way,
Lumen.
real quick,
want
just
Lumen to win?
just an aside,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and start actually watching Lost again
Yeah,
because I don't think it's much coming up this summer.
sure. If you ever want to talk Lost,
So
man, I'm here.
yeah, I know. I'm reminded of that from the chat with Jay Wacker saying that she just started a Lost rewatch. So yeah, I think I'm gonna actually go back into it and just start watching Lost again. We can definitely talk about it once I get into it. I'm not as big. I have to be honest, straight up front. Not as big a fan as a lot of people.
Pay attention for
At
the
the time- no,
characters
no,
and
no,
the
no, no.
mythology.
Hear
That's
what I'm
the only-
saying.
That's the fun shit.
At the time when this show was popping,
Mm-hmm.
I was a bigger fan of Heroes. It was to me, it was a better show.
Hey,
And
you gave it a shot, and you had every right to think that after season one.
Heroes fell off
Hard.
ridiculously. Like let's be clear. I was a big fan of Heroes.
Yeah.
It fell off something phenomenally. They
I mean, by like season 2, right?
in the
It's
later.
like,
No,
I
it's like
like
season 3.
season two.
It's like
I like
season 3.
Season 3, the writer's
But
strike happened. and
The
it
writer's
went-
strike happened.
yeah.
It kind of messed up a lot of shows, but they try to bring some of the old stuff back from season 1 and 2, and resolve some of those things like with actual hero. I forgot what his last name was.
Yeah.
The swordsman. But even them trying to pay off some of that old stuff, it didn't work out. They jumped through a lot of hoops to try to make all the old canon work with the new canon.
I
It
liked
didn't work.
him being his own hero kind of thing. That was fine.
Yeah,
but
it was cool, but what I'm saying,
even when
some
they tried the reboots of
some
it,
of it
like,
didn't. Some of it just didn't work
click.
for me. But no, at the end of the day, this show shouldn't get canceled. I want this show to have an actual resolution. I know I said that about but from season finale for season 1, honestly,
it was very forgettable.
I was like, yeah.
I mean, like some of those, like the
But I'll tell you
good,
this.
like penultimate and finishing episodes that really like fucking stick with you. You're like,
Yeah.
that just wasn't one.
While
of
I'm
them.
Red
still
Wedding,
sitting
something
here
like that.
pretending like I haven't seen the end of this season for
Right. Well, yeah,
Severance.
don't
I'll tell you, this season finale, so not from this season.
well,
finale.
you even said that. You're like,
I will
it's like
say
the
that
tension
the
is
tension
insane.
just it keeps building
The
the
season
entire
finale for this
time.
goddamn show.
I've
listen,
never
if-
shouted at the
I'm
TV.
excited. Like
for the
I'm like, as soon
four
as
or
we're done
five
here,
people that's
like,
in the
like,
chat
to be
watching
perfectly
right now.
honest, I don't know that I got Moon Knight.
Watch
I'm
Severance.
usually asleep by now.
No,
Like,
we're
I'm
good.
such a
We can
pussy.
talk Moon Knight whenever. I have
Yeah.
notes for it. We can do it a remote one for Moon
Yeah.
Knight if we want to tomorrow or some shit or
Y'all
whenever.
can leave me out of Moon Knight because I'll give you a real quick synopsis of how I feel about the last 2 episodes.
It was pretty damn predictable, and I was angry that that's the way that it went.
Yeah, you can leave me out
Like
of
it was
those.
like you
I
tell
don't-
us,
I don't
oh,
think
we
that'll-
can capture him, and then we capture him. It was
I don't
like,
think that'll make
so nothing
for-
meant anything.
I don't
Great.
think that'll make for anything
There were no
entertaining
stakes.
for
It
anybody to
wasn't-
watch.
it wasn't
Watching me
super great.
shit on that show.
Anyways, Dylan finds the opposite picture, which that was interesting. That they changed the name badges for the slaughter thing.
Yes.
To make the departments scared of each other.
But that was the original. He found the original. The copies had the O&D being the aggressors. The original had MDR being
Okay.
the aggressors.
And it was called the Macro Data Refinement Calamity.
Yeah.
Bert introduces MDR to O&D at the end of the 5th
Right.
episode. So episode 6 is Hide and Seek. Cobell has weird dolls and is now wearing PD around her neck.
Yeah. She has like a whole weird
The whole
Kier.
it said she went to Myrtle Egan's School for Girls
Mm-hmm.
and like had that little shrine thing where you pointed out it said like
the
Kiernaval.
Naval.
Yeah.
And it said it was in P.
Oh, it said it was in PE, and you looked up what PE stood for because
Right.
PE is not a acronym that
It's
stands
not
for any
it's
state.
not- well, it's not a U.S. state.
Do you know
group.
about this, Dre?
I'm sorry, I was engaging with the chat.
PE is
PE is.
it was
like,
saying the location of the
in her.
the
We'll go back because
Kiernaval.
he was doing the chat. Her shrine.
Okay,
Kier. There was a ticket in there that said Kiernaval, like
Like a
carnival.
carnival.
like Carnival.
Yeah.
But at the bottom it said PE, like its location. So I looked it up, like to see what PE was like an abbreviation like for, and it's Prince Edward's Island, Canada.
Mm.
Is what PE stands
But
for.
as Jeremy pointed out, it's an island.
Island. We're on a fucking island.
Mm.
That's exactly what went off in my head. Right. Those are some of my favorite.
Yes, for sure.
When they
Listen,
tell,
man,
when they tell
you two-
Hurley,
Look,
they
I
tell
gotta
Hurley
be the
that
guy.
the plane, they found the plane, and everybody on the plane was dead.
Yeah.
I gotta be the guy. Okay,
What?
let's stop talking about Lost.
Why?
Let's leave it where it is.
Watch
Because-
it. Watch it.
No,
and
no, 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 no,
appreciate
no,
it.
no.
Love it.
Listen,
Please love it.
you're
I-
talking to a person who watched every episode live when it came out. I did appreciate it.
Okay, I
But
thought
what
you
I'm saying
didn't.
to you, no, what I say, I'm not as big a fan as most people, a lot of people are, or present company. But what I'm saying is, let's stop talking about it because there's a long shadow looming over everything, and obviously with From,
Right.
you get a lot of lost
I
references.
get a lot of it with this, honestly. Like,
I'm not seeing it on this.
but as he pointed out, the polar bear, the goats, the stuff that's out
Yeah,
of place.
I mean,
to me, the Dharma Initiative, the way that they for sure have rules for a reason.
Did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
No, I didn't like it. Like, I really just didn't.
Yeah, but it's a lot of Twin Peaks and Lost.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So-
I couldn't. It's too old. Like,
But the problem, the
production-wise,
only reason why I
it's-
brought it up is because when you go into it and you see some of the similarities and some of the homages that are paid to the earlier works, it tempers your expectations. It makes you feel like you know what's coming next because of what happened in the earlier works, and sometimes that might be to the detriment of the thing that you're watching now. What up, Neff?
I only bring it up not to temper my expectations, honestly, for this show at all, but because it feels like something that's only familiar from, like, thematically or story-wise to that. And it helps me frame it in a way that makes sense to me, more so than, like...
I know, I'm just saying
You know?
it's not something that's done consciously. I just noticed that if I'm if I'm watching something and I'm in the mind frame of Peter Jackson made these movies, I love them a lot, and I see some of the Peter Jackson influence in the new property, then I start looking for certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which to me personally takes away from the current thing. You know what I mean?
Well, here, can I just almost a counter to that?
Love it. Hit it.
I knew you was gonna be able to say.
Well, Lost introduced me to this kind of television watching.
You didn't watch X-Files?
No,
Really?
I didn't. I might have been a little young. I just didn't care. It didn't interest me, so I didn't watch X Files. But like, I like the whole like the watch it, fucking water cooler, talk about it all fucking week till the next episode
Right.
comes out. Like that.
Oh,
shit,
you
like,
talking about
I
that
wasn't,
cultural
like,
phenomenon type
right?
situation.
So I was never
It
involved in
changed
anything
television.
like that. It really
let's
did.
be clear.
And like to me,
You don't think it did?
I grew up watching The Outer Limits and Twilight Zone, bro.
Since that,
But
see,
it
those are
changed
still,
network
like, the Outer
television.
Limits is
That the production
isn't
values
the
are
Outer
nowhere
Limits
near.
what do they call that? A serial or
Yeah.
anthology type of thing, where it's every episode.
Yeah,
with
every
beginning and
episode
end.
was.
See, to me, that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Like those episodes could have blown your mind or whatever happened contained in that episode, but it wasn't overarching over the 20-something episodes. All I'm saying is that the feelings I'm getting in like the emotional response I'm having to this show is as close to that as I've had since then. Game of Thrones wasn't the same mystery.
It wasn't. It was different, but it was
a different
great.
excitement, but it was great. But it wasn't the same kind of like, holy shit, what is going on? And I can't wait to get these little bits of
So
answers to try to piece this puzzle together myself in a way like that. I'm just saying, like, that's
Listen,
the
this is a
comparison that I'm
mystery.
lending to.
This one
This is
Exactly.
a mystery.
Lost was a
in it-
mystery.
This is a mystery in and of itself.
Right.
Okay. And they've been trying to recreate the phenomenon that was lost
They have
since
been.
Lost.
And I think this
they've
is
been
close
trying.
to
You
it.
know it just like
know
I
it.
know
They
it.
did Flash Forward. They did a million
Flash
shows.
Forward. Jesus Christ.
But
What was the other one?
400.
They crashed a
I'm just
million
saying-
planes on a million different islands.
Manifest, right.
But what I'm saying is, let me.
The thing that they
I don't
did
want to
capture about
I don't
it
want
is
to
they
take
got
away from this vision.
No. But
By
the thing they got
focusing on
right
that.
about it is that it feels like every detail matters in this show. Every decision matters. Every word, every character speaks.
No, this one
matters.
is.
And that's what relates to Lost for me, because
This one is
every
above and
single
beyond
word.
what
Somebody
a lot
took
of the
Lost
other
and put
ones.
it in chronological order, and it
But I
still
feel
makes
like
sense.
to this,
Like,
but I feel
so
like
I
this
feel like
is,
this is a show in the same
personally,
vein.
I feel like this one. You gonna get mad at me, so I won't
Well,
say
you
it.
can't, so
You
I
can't
say
judge
that.
it. You
There's
can't
no
say
way.
it's
I don't
gonna
want to
be
judge
better.
it. I don't want to judge it because it's not
Until it's
finished. Because
done.
I said the same shit about From, and I already see how they did me. So, let me take a quick side note. Shout out
Jay
to the folks
Wackers
just
agrees
watching
with
real
me,
quick.
so.
Jay Wackers always agrees with Joel. I see what's happening.
She likes Lost.
up?
She has good taste in shows.
What's up, Neff? Thanks for the shout out and thanks.
She
for
hates The Wire
encouragement and
though
whatnot.
for some reason. I don't.
Jay Wackers don't like The Wire.
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say I'll block
would I
you.
know?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So, anyways, Bert.
Wire.
Oh wait, what's her name? Rigabi cracked reintegration. They said. They just told us that, and that it was somebody within the company that used the company's equipment to do it,
That makes sense.
To do the hacking.
to do the reintegration
Okay.
procedure.
Well, you would figure that's how it would have to be done.
Right, rather
You have to
than
reverse engineer whatever
Yeah.
technology they use to do it.
Bert found a plant room and shared it with Irving, and Irving declines a kiss for now.
Burton. Hey, look,
I
man.
think they're available upon request.
Hey, look, man. These two dudes,
Had that one in the pocket for a
Christopher.
while.
Since
Chris,
I wrote it today.
You've never seen a get.
So let's see what else we got here. So yeah, I was so confused.
Me
at
either,
first.
Jay Wackers,
That's
no
that's
worries.
right. I was thinking that girl that she didn't recognize was in a abusive relationship with that guy that ended up being a mayor. You know, I thought that's where they were
So
going.
who was
with
the
that.
weird dude in the white that was leaving the house? When she walked up to the house, a dude walked out of the house, and she was like, "Hey," and he just fucking ignored her.
Oh
and
yeah,
walked
yeah.
away.
He probably is the person.
Somebody
who-
the Milchek of the
So
situation.
That's
he
what I was
just
about
did
to
the
say.
se-
He
oh,
probably-
he just turned her on.
he was
just
probably
turned
the
her-
guy who did the hit
flippy
the
flop.
switch. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were severed for the sake of birthing.
Why is that switch a giant like like switch? You would think it would be like a click of a mouse, but it's this giant like I'm jumping ahead,
Right,
but you
yeah.
know, like the
Yeah.
like a you're turning off the power for a whole city
Uh-huh.
type of switch.
So just to wrap up the Gabrielle Arteta, not Gabby, aka not Gabby, was severed, aka legalized severance is what they were calling it. So
Yeah,
it
but they
feels
didn't
like
say, no, I read that.
her husband is a mayor.
Yes,
Is the
but
mayor.
he agrees with it. It didn't say anything about her being severed.
No. But I'm thinking legalized severance is for that type of thing where it's not even work related.
Oh,
She's
shit.
doing it so that she can have kids and not go through childbirth.
So do you stay? Would she stay severed for the whole 9 months?
No.
You would just.
She went to
go-
the birthing cabin, and I think that's where she was severed, and that's why they had the dude there watching her, like the Milchek that ignored them.
But then,
Yep.
so like,
He
so
said
that
the
person
Milchek.
just
The Milchek.
exists.
I want to be the Milchek is like a.
So what do they
actual
tell
noun
that?
now.
Any per se. Like, what do they like? Wake up! Oh, you're here. You're about to have a baby, and then she's just like,
because she
"Oh,
had
I'm
an
gonna have a
idea for what the baby
like,
was going to be
I'm gonna
named,
name
and-
the baby William,
and it ended up
and
being
then just
named
like so
something
that
else.
person just existed for that thing, and it was just gone.
3 times.
And it's not like they can complain about it. You don't have to listen to them.
Declan, Kai, and what was it?
You remember
Bradley?
the names of the damn kids?
Yeah, well, because they're so weird. Declan and Kai.
What's up, Randy?
I can't remember what she named it.
It started with B. I thought it was like.
So we already talked about the camaraderie thing, but these Rickon voiceovers are very deep thoughts with Jack Handy, if you know that reference from Saturday Night Live back in the day. Be like, I told my kids I was taking them to Disneyland, and I pulled up to an old burned down barn and said, "Sorry, kids, Disneyland burned down." They cried and cried, but in the end, I think they think it was a pretty good joke. Like, that's what the vibes I get from Rickon doing these voiceovers when Mark's reading his book. So good. It's like the guy knows, he doesn't know it's a joke, but
deep
it's a
thoughts.
joke. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
deep thoughts. It's I loved Helly mocking the work is mysterious and important. Like,
Yeah.
with the way she said it, he almost believed her, and then he smiled at her.
Yeah, and then they had a whole discussion about that.
Right. And that's when they got to the part-time innie Miss Casey.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that your thought on it was that she's only working like a part-time job, and my take on it was she never gets to leave.
I thought that I thought
Which one did you
part-time
think?
meant that they only call her in emergency situations.
Interesting.
They only
Maybe.
call her in for the wellness checks or whatever.
Yeah, because it's not something that's part of their everyday operation.
I just assumed she never left. Like, for whatever reason, that was my assumption there.
So I think I counted them all earlier. You have the 7 from O&D, the 4 from MDR.
Right?
That's 11.
Right? Then Miss Casey.
Miss Casey, that's 12. Harmony and Milchek.
And Granger.
So that's 15.
Grainer?
Grainer.
I can't
So
remember
that's
which one it is.
15 people, right?
Right?
Oh, and the goat guy. That's 16.
Go
that we've
back.
seen. Okay,
And
yeah,
we've
yeah.
seen 16 people we've seen on this floor,
Yep.
per se.
Well, I mean, I think
Yeah.
that would be all the floors.
Why would it be all the
They didn't
floor?
go to
Well,
any
they
other
went down
floors.
to the severance level.
I bet you there's
They
a
went
bunch
down
of
to the
levels in
sever level,
between.
but
I
even
was
when
only
they
counting
went,
after they exit the elevator.
but no. Hear what I'm saying? They had an episode. We talked about it where they went to the
Don't.
retrospective.
Yeah, but they were still on the same floor. They walked. They never got in an
I thought
elevator.
they went down.
They just fucking walked and walked and walked and walked through the hallway.
Did we go back? Because I remember talking
You're
about
talking
that.
about the house thing?
Yeah, when they went to the house, and I thought they went down. You even said
No,
they was on
because
the
she
staircase
ran
and some
from
shit.
there to the exit door of the
Okay.
stairwell.
Okay.
It was all on the same floor.
Yeah, and they even said, I don't think the upper floors would like this, or something like that.
Right.
People upstairs.
So
So I think that they're. I
Christopher
think that this
Walken
is
makes
a level
makes
situation too.
makes reference to management or upper management being upstairs.
I don't even think he
Executives
knows.
upstairs.
I don't even think he knows. I think anybody who's on the severed level doesn't know anything about what's going on. They just.
No, they don't. Nobody
No.
does.
I think they're just talking.
Cobell has footage of them walking around, and Mark's like, "Well, what do we actually do here?" And she's like, "We serve Kiara, child," like yelling at him and shit. Like,
Yeah.
the reaction is so ridiculous
Right.
and over the top. I don't understand it really.
Well, you can kind of understand it by her little shrine to cure. Like she believes heavily in whatever this
I
is.
think that she has some. I think that is her personal stake in it somehow. I think it's going to be something with her.
She's like Kier's
that
daughter.
she's trying.
or-
No, I think. Well, I'm thinking more like I don't even know how to explain it. I think that she's doing something with Miss Casey that's personal. Like specifically that one. I don't know why. Like, I can't even really put it into words yet. So MDR loses their hallway privileges, which is hilarious to me.
Right, and they built a fucking giant steel door.
Well, that
The entrance to MDR.
is that what that was?
Yes.
Okay, a giant. But it was interesting to me that they were
It was
opening
an
it
actual
up.
insurrection before,
Yeah.
and they had to
That
protect
they were
themselves.
opening it up to where, like, if somebody was down there, they could get through it at that point. Potentially, they could get out of that zone. You know,
They
while
had-
that door is open.
Well, they have the key cards. Like they installed the key card readers.
Oh, it was already
so,
done.
So like when you go in, like you can't go out until your like shift is up or it's time
I
to go
see.
home. Like they
Okay.
can't be roaming the hallways now. They're stuck in that little office or whatever. Their department.
Right. Mark immediately rebels, and they do that badass shot of them walking down the hallway.
Right, but right after he like yelled at Irving, seemingly on the Lumen side, like no
Yeah.
more interdepartmental visits, and he like
Yeah.
yelled at him, and then
Well,
Dylan was
he's
like,
a new manager.
"Yeah," but Dylan was like, "Are you serious?" And then he was like,
Yeah, actually.
"Get your stuff."
Yeah,
Like, and then
let's
they
go.
like started right.
Then
It
they
was
did
weird.
the O&D Q&A, where they're like, "Ask us what you want to know."
Right.
And they said last week's output had a more aggressive feel. And
Yeah.
then somebody goes, "Hatchets aren't aggressive."
Right. And the Helly was like, Hatchets didn't address it again after that. They
Yeah.
asked them what they refined. And he just straight up avoided the question.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you refine? And he was like, is that a water can?
Right.
And then the Hatchet thing. Like, it was just these series of unaddressed questions.
Right. And then Mark asks them to work together to find out about
Right.
Lumen.
While Dylan roamed to the back of the room.
And he grabbed that
And
card.
he found the table full of weird karate move cards.
Right.
Like
Where it
how
was
to-
like that, and it was like pushing into a dude. And
But it was
that-
like how strike him here. But in the other ones, like if you paused it and looked at some of the other ones, they were like, what it was like gouging like somebody's eyes out and shit. It was
Yeah, it was almost like those paintings and those rumors about insurrections and infighting between departments
was
is not.
like they were training,
this-
or do you
I
think they were
I
creating that for
100%
somebody?
believe this.
Wait, why in the hell would they?
I believe
Then
the
the
coup happened.
Audis have to go home. Why would you have them kill each other?
I don't think they did it on purpose. I think
think it
we're
happens.
seeing it happen
I
again.
think we're seeing
right
it
now.
build up right now. Yeah,
We're
yeah.
seeing the people they start to talk to each other in departments. Hey, what's going on here? We need to find out more. And then that just turns into like, fuck this, we're getting out of here. And they just start murdering people.
Or they start villainizing the other departments.
Right.
Okay, so
Because of rumors about pouches.
Right.
So on the movie Serenity, which was a follow up to the show Firefly.
Right.
You remember the planet Miranda?
No.
They had a planet called. Why you always laugh when I bring up the
Because-
damn point? It's not lost. I'm sorry. It's
Yeah,
a
I
different
don't
form
remember.
of media.
I've watched
But
it twice, probably. That's
the-
all.
They had a planet called Miranda, and what they had was this. They had a drug that they had pumped into the atmosphere to try to keep the people calm and complacent. And it went so bad that most of the people got so calm that they just stopped everything. They stopped working, they stopped walking, they stopped breathing, they stopped everything. They literally stopped right where they were, just died. And they allowed themselves to die. They didn't even, it wasn't like they suffocated. They just like sat there and just died. And then the population who didn't just sit down and die, they turned into the Reavers.
Right.
That situation went so bad that the galactic or whatever government federation or whatever, they covered it up by acting like the planet never existed. It was uninhabitable and nothing ever happened.
Propaganda.
So what I'm saying to you, the reason why I bring this up is because this feels like this happened before, and that's why the town is empty. some of the people who survived the first one are like Mark. Maybe
I don't think
maybe
he was involved.
I feel like he survived the first one. Only reason why I say it.
You think they reset him after it?
The only reason why I
think
say it,
it's
no, I
probably
feel like
possible.
his sister. I feel like his sister would have known. She would have made mention that you was there for a long time. You've been there
Right.
for a long time. I feel like
Well,
they
he's
would
only
have
been there
said
for
that.
2 years. He said it was decades ago.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I feel like his sister would have made mention of it. That's the only
Right.
like hole in what I'm saying. But I feel like
Well, he.
I feel like this happened before,
Yeah.
and they
They
covered
feel like
it up.
they feel like they're left out of the loop here because he even goes, "Why doesn't
I
Illumination
feel like
Beyond all include
Cobell
us?"
knows about it. I feel like Cobell knows about it, and I think that's.
Or you think
might-
she's been there that long?
I think her character arc might be one of somebody who survived the first whatever the hell happened, and they're in it to maybe save somebody that's really deep in Severance or whatever.
But she would have had to be severed at some point.
Why not? Why?
Well,
Why?
we-
Because
we've
if
had-
she worked there,
we've had the discussion of her being possibly reintegrated.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I'm going to take them at their word that PD was the first of it, because they keep talking like that girl has cracked reintegration with their equipment, and that seems like something that they didn't know.
The girl with the
beforehand.
weird name.
Yeah.
But it's
Gabi.
not beyond. It's not beyond them to. It's not beyond them to be
yes.
dishonest or lie.
I don't.
Because it
but
felt
for
like they
some
was
reason-
it felt like they was gaslighting Cobell when they first talked about reintegration. When they
because
was
the board won't acknowledge it.
that's
I
still a
think
lie though.
But I
That's my
think
point.
Cobell is adamant that it can happen. I don't think it's happened to her.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong on that. I'm happy to be proven wrong. Milchek takes him back after that, and then Cobell sings a little Kier ditty,
Yeah.
which was weird. Was that the same thing she was humming to the baby
Yes.
later?
Yes.
Is it
yes.
okay? I
It
couldn't
think
remember.
It comes up like 3 times, I think.
Okay,
She's like humming it twice, and then she like full out sings it.
yeah, she sang it to them
Yeah.
there. That was weird. Mark goes to the break room and walks very closely past Miss Casey on the way out.
Right.
Like they shove him down that little hallway together.
He says sorry.
Audi Mark is bruised and out with the doula. Like his hand's all bruised. That was from. Like what? How did he bruise his hand? Did we
I
get
don't know, but did he get a gift card to Blips and Chips?
right?
He bruised his hand.
His hand was all bruised. He was like grabbing like for a drink, and that wasn't there. And it like showed that close-up shot of his hand, where like the one where he was like shaking his drink.
I don't remember.
But
that.
his hand was bruised up for whatever reason. They were talking, and he said that he tried to have kids, but it just didn't work out.
Right. He kind of had a decent outlook on it. Like you see this life
his,
over
his
here.
ex or his dead wife had that outlook. He goes, that was her. That was Gemma's outlook. That
Okay.
it was an excellent outlook.
Yeah.
Like you are guaranteed your own life,
Right.
not another one. And like that one's a gift and not something you're promised. And it was like, yeah, wow.
Also
that's kinda
take and
deep
do what you can with this one.
With
Yeah.
this one, yeah. So then he ends up severing himself. Miss Selvig interviews with Mark's sister. What do you think
They
that's
actually
about?
make a joke out of that at the table.
What's that?
She says something. It's not like you can just split yourself. He goes, "Oh,
Oh, you can.
but you can."
Yeah.
She's like, "I walked right into that."
Yep.
He's like, "You did."
So they cut to like a kid watching a cartoon at some point, and it was literally a brain getting cut in half.
Yes.
The first shot of
With
it.
the lightning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Then we go to what I think is the most interesting thing about these episodes: Dylan being awoken in his closet at home, and they're like, Milchek's like, "Where's the card?"
Woken you at home. Yeah.
Yeah. So then his kid comes in and is like, "Daddy," and he's like, "I got a kid? What the fuck?" The
Yeah.
kid's hugging him, and then they turn it off
Yeah.
once he finds out where the card is, and then the real dad's there. He's like, "We good?"
Right.
So like we got to see Audi Dylan for a second, but we don't
So,
get
like-
to see him.
But Milchek showed up to his house and was like, "Hey, we have a problem at work," and he's just like,
Okay.
"Okay, so let's go take care of this." And he said, "I told the kid, like you
told you to
spoke-
count to 1,000.
You told my kid what to do. No, I'll tell my kid what to do. Like what the fuck,
Right.
Like, but still, yeah, that was super.
The fact that
interesting.
they can
Like
do
I said,
that
the big power
outside
switch.
anywhere,
right?
that's interesting.
Yeah, but the
Super.
question
Are they
becomes,
creating an army
The question becomes,
that they can turn on and off?
How the
Sorry.
fuck did he do that?
Well, yeah.
No, I'm saying if he had to turn it off at the office.
He had somebody there.
He had somebody there doing it.
a
Yeah,
grainer. He had a phone. He picked up like the little
yeah.
tab.
Turn it off.
It was like, end it. And then you saw the switch.
Right.
And then it was like, zoom. He was like, we're good here.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy show up from work and you tell your kids, yeah, go sit down with him and this guy gonna go in the closet for a little while.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Can we do
So
this
weird.
in the like the basement or something? Can we
Can
go
you go
somewhere?
outside real
Right,
quick?
can we go
I think it's
outside
like
to the
a
car or
hole
anything?
to minimize visibly seeing the
It
surroundings.
feel
Right.
like he could have
So
did it
I'm gonna sit in
anywhere
the closet
else.
full of your work clothes.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
I guess. Yeah.
So,
So that you don't see anything other than things that you're like
Right.
the innie would be familiar with.
Mark and the doula, aka Alexa, go to a gig with Petey's daughter performing, and then they start singing songs about Severance and Lumen.
It was so horrible.
Oh, it was terrible, but like he was getting into it.
Fuck you, Lumen.
Yeah, I hate you, Lumen.
Yeah.
You took all of my trees and buildings from my property, and then
Oh.
you killed me, and whatever.
It was
John.
it was really bad.
So Mark and Alexa make out, and then Grainer found Rigabi as the one who did the integration. And he said he found her. I can't remember where he said he found her at, but Mark grabs the phone from the garbage and agrees to meet with her. Maintenance is fixing a hallway or door of some sort. You said that was they were
I
putting
think
it
they're
on
putting up a
MDR.
steel door at the entrance to MDR.
Okay, and then Mark goes and meets Rigabi at the school, and that's the end of the episode.
Right. They
I
walked.
mean,
right.
so where is this? Where you see this going? Thoughts? Like we can't speculate too far out.
Well, no.
But what are you thinking? Where are you thinking this is? What are you expecting coming up? We got the last three, which to me, dude, I want to watch the finale with you, like 100% the first time you watch it. If it's tomorrow, I don't care. Let me
Actually,
know.
I want to watch 8 and 9 with him. That would be like
So you guys want me to wait till you guys are ready to watch it? Because I'm ready. I'll tear
You're
through
gonna
them
start them
before.
tonight. You're gonna finish them
should.
tonight.
I will probably start them tonight, but I wake up butt fuck early in the morning. I'll be watching.
Well,
I'll wait on the finale. if you
Wait
want me
until
to.
the 8 a.m. or some shit. You know, wait till I
Right.
come over in the morning. But like,
Right.
I would love to watch the finale with you.
Well, I don't know if we'll be able to do that early because we're supposed to be going over the baseball field pretty early.
too much information. They can find out where we are.
Yeah. So we're not gonna do Moon Knight today, but we will do Moon Knight at some point.
No,
Wrap it up.
Even if it's just
Yeah.
you and I at some point when we're just bullshitting around here, because it's not gonna take long to go through.
and
it.
I'll give you my 5 seconds on Moon Knight
Go
right
ahead,
now.
Dre.
That was less than 5 seconds, but okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, join us next week. Check out our website for all of our other content. HowToWatchTV.website.
That website.
And then
I'm singing us out this time. Don't press the button.
if you're one of those people who wants to do that thing where you go and like help us on the platforms, like go ahead and do that too. Like where you just be like, but like
The thumbs up thing.
yeah.
Oh, and share with your friends who are into TV.
Yeah,
and
tell two
movies.
people about this if they want. Tell two people about Severance first of all, and then tell them to watch this.
Tell them to watch us first. We'll tell
Yes,
them
it's
to
a
watch
pyramid
Severance.
scheme. I'm talking about a pyramid scheme.
No,
yes.
tell them to watch us first. Don't press the button. I'm gonna do the singing for the day.
Go ahead.
I ain't singing. I ain't here for your damn entertainment. Press the button.
Well, I'm not going to press the button now. I'm not here for your entertainment.
You are not here for my entertainment. You're here for the people's entertainment. Let's not make them feel weird because this is.
Thanks for tuning
This
in
got
this
real
week.
awkward
so now
real
It
quick.
did get real awkward.
Thanks
because I
for
was
tu-
never going to hit the button.
Thanks for
Yeah,
tuning
come on,
in
Joe,
this
hit the
week.
damn button.
Eventually I will, but
We're
I'm
gonna
not
have
going
to
to hit the
sever
button until
ourselves
we're going to
from
have
the
to
podcast.
sever ourselves for the podcast. Thank you for watching, and don't tempo.
Right.
This is how to watch TV.
He sang.
Yeah, bitch.
See you later.
It's because you told me to. I didn't.
I-
You told me not to. so I
You
wanted
told me those